wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Beast, so don't get her pissed. It's Jason, called so you spaz, and he loves to talk about Bigfoot and stats. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ show.
Well, good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Virginia. You look lovely.
Well, so do you. KVJ roll call. Jaybird.
Present.
Dennys.
Present.
Virginia.
Here.
Soups. Here. Kevin. Is the Kevin Ralston present?
Gosh, where's Kevin?
Where is Kevin?
Where is the puppet master, the rigmeister, the smug man? He's not here.
It's a new radio promotion called Where is the Kevin Ralston?
It's like Find Waldo. We've hidden Kevin somewhere in South Florida.
I always wonder, do other morning shows in radio, do they have as much drama as we have right before the show? I swear to you, almost every other show, there's some kind of calamity going on. So Kevin's got morning drama.
Yeah, what's going on, Dennys? You got the text from him. Read it to the good people.
So yeah, Kevin, it looks like this morning his daughter's dog got loose and they're all looking for, the dog.
That
Okay.
stinks.
It's a little cute little English bulldog, I think.
It's one of those fancy, I'm going to be on the Kardashian kind of dogs.
It's very an Instagrammable dog.
It's an Instagrammable dog, yes.
So I think the whole family's banding together to find, the dog, especially before it starts getting busy this morning.
It is a tough thing. Our old dog, Bella, was a little mini pincher, and she would love to try to escape. And she used to love to escape at nighttime. And she did that one time. It took 3 days to find her.
Oh, boy.
I know.
That sucks.
Just recently, Mr. Rufus, he got out, our Jen's cat, the talking cat, he got out for, a few hours.
And you found him?
We ended up finding him right in the evening. So, it's very scary when an animal gets out, especially because Ruf has a knack for taking his collar off, and we found the collar. So, that's like worst case scenario.
My friend Justin was dog sitting not too long ago.
Virginia's going to try to top you with some depression here.
You're not going to believe this story. It's dark.
Oh, nah. Does it involve a dog?
It does.
And passing?
Yes.
And in a terrible way?
I've already started.
I don't know, man. People hate... I don't know if people like those stories, V. I don't know. I'm a snowflake, I've been told.
You are a snowflake. Toughen up. This is life, baby.
You know what? You're your own woman.
You're never going to make it through Corona if you can't handle a dog story.
It's 2020. I'm a man. I shouldn't be interrupting you as a woman.
So my friend Justin was dog sitting and loves this little dog, but it's not his dog. And so he had his own dogs, and then he had this extra dog, and the extra dog got out of the house. So they're all looking for the extra dog. They find the dog. It got hit by a car.
Yeah, definitely. We didn't need to hear it.
Oh, it's so sad.
But that's how quickly you have to look, because these dogs, like Kevin's daughter's dog, they're not outside dogs that roam on their own and know about cars.
I'm going to try to combat this with a little bit of positivity. Now, with my story, my dog was gone for 3 days, and we found her safe and sound.
At a pizza restaurant.
I feel like she made some friends, had a great adventure, kind of like her own Rumspringa. So maybe that's what the dog's doing.
I hope so.
Let's keep it light.
Yeah, so I guess we'll keep everybody updated with what's going on with Kevin.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll look. If you have the whole family out there looking, they're going to find the dog.
I'll tell you a weird story about animals getting out. I was in 4th grade going to Lake Park Elementary, and it was the beginning of the school year. We had 2 hamsters, and somebody broke into our portable, ransacked the whole place, destroyed our portable, stole stuff, let the animals loose. So we thought the hamsters were gone. We didn't see one. We never found again. It was just gone. But it was like the last week of the school year. We're talking several months later. The hamster comes out from the bookshelf, looking all healthy and happy. You saw the 4th grade just triumph. They were screaming with joy, Dennys.
What was the hamster's name?
I forget. It was a great moment. But the point is, the hamster lived. Kids were happy. Kevin, I hope you heard that story.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to combat my stories.
Yeah, so I guess we'll give you an update. We'll maybe get him on the phone, or is that kind of annoying as you're looking for the dog?
We'll get an update as we get them.
Yeah, text with him. We'll read his texts.
Perfect. We'll do some dirt, and then by the time we get back for what's on my mind, we'll see. We'll have a good plan on what's going on.
Well, thank you, Dennys.
Yeah, well, there you go. So jumping into some dirt.
The low budget Kevin.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away, because you know we need that dirt of the day.
Well, coming up in a second, we told you a couple weeks ago about how Lady Antebellum was all this drama with this chick who's a singer named Lady A, because they had changed their name to Lady A, but the singer's like, oh, no, you're not. I'm Lady A. And so now there's a new legal battle. So I'll tell you what the latest is in this whole battle over the name Lady A. Before we get into that, though, a federal judge has just sentenced this dude from Austin to 30 months in prison after he pled guilty to stalking and threatening and coming for Taylor Swift. He was given his sentence yesterday in a hearing in Nashville. After he gets out of the 30 months in prison, I'm sure he'll come for her to murder her.
Is this the same stalker, or is this a different one? Because I feel like she leads the league in stalkers.
She's got several. Yes, this is one of a handful of crazy people that come for Taylor Swift.
Again,
So-
I know we've talked about it before. It's really kind of amazing what stalkers can get away with.
Yeah, and until they show up, which this guy did, you can't really do a lot. But the guy showed up, and then he continued to write threatening letters to her and her family. The letters became more violent, and he even drove personally to deliver them to her doorstep when he had a restraining order. So this guy was very ballsy, and that's why he'll be doing 30 months in jail to come up with the plan of how he's really going to take her out.
If you're in prison and you're with all the roughnecks, and they go, so what are you in here for? Well, I got caught stalking Taylor Swift.
I wrote Taylor Swift mean emails.
Do you get your butt kicked, or do you get respect?
I bet Taylor's hoping he does. I don't know. I mean, I guess it just depends who they put you with. If they put you with the murderers, I guess they kick your ass.
I mean, if you're a murderer and you find out the guy next to you is in there for stalking Taylor Swift,
You hope they put you with the guys that are in there for tax evasion. But I don't know where exactly they're holding him. So fascinating how the legal system works. Ryan Lochte is in the dirt today. What's Ryan Lochte up to?
he is estranged with his mother. They got into some kind of beef, and they haven't talked, and Lochte opens up why.
I love this.
Well, when it happened, we were all on my mom's side. But then later on, when I told her that she was going to be a grandma, she said some very, very hurtful things that kind of ended our relationship, me and her.
Damn.
Yeah, Cha.
Ja.
Oh, is it Ja?
It's Ja.
That's his.
Is Ryan Lochte married?
He is.
He is.
Oh, he is married. I saw that special with him where they tried to rebuild people who had a terrible image in the public eye.
Yeah.
A-Rod is the host.
Yep.
I think you watched it with
I
me,
did.
Dennys. And Lochte, you can tell that the honeymoon is over with his wife. She wants him to get his ass back in the pool and let's make some money because we've downgraded in the home. Not as nice as the other home because he lost some endorsement deals.
Sure.
So yeah, it's he was eating some humble pie and you can tell she's like, let's go, get in the pool.
So
We have a
if
kid now.
If he's married, why was his mom being nasty about being a grandmother?
Because she probably wants him to get in the pool too and continue to not do the family life and chase that gold.
Interesting.
It's weird.
I
I wonder if she doesn't like the wife either. Though. She's
that
pretty
could
rough.
be it.
The wife, me and Dennys are like, she might be rough.
The wife is the problem.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying Lochte's not the problem either.
Yeah, both of them seem to feed off each other, it seems.
Interesting. And finally here, as promised, that battle between Lady Antebellum, now Lady A, and the Lady A, the singer, who was originally the Lady A. It's very confusing. I'm sorry. They're apparently heating up with this battle. The band filed a lawsuit back in July asking for a court to affirm the right that they have to the name, which they trademarked back in 2010. They say that the Lady A, the singer, demanded $10 million, and now they're fighting over all of that. This Anita White is her name. The other Lady A has now seeking undisclosed damages and wants the sole use of the name. So they are going to be fighting in court, and a judge is going to have to figure all of this mess out.
Worked out great for the Lady A solo artist. Not so good for the band.
Amen. And that's what's going on in your Dirt of the Day.
It's coming. The KVJ Workday Grocery Giveaway. We'll take care of that grocery bill, and it's easy to win. Just tell us when you listen throughout the workday. Then listen for the KVJ show to call your name. Call us back and win $200 in free groceries. Get us your name now at WRMF.com. The winning starts soon on 97.9 WRMF. The best variety from the 2000s, 10s, and today for your workday.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
All right, I'm back in. Jaybird, what you got on your mind today?
Well, did you guys see that story where a guy found what he thinks is a human brain that washed ashore to Wisconsin?
Where?
Yeah, in Wisconsin, they're saying.
On the beach?
Yeah, he said what appears to be a human brain washed up on the coast, Lake Michigan on Tuesday. Police are trying to confirm if it's real, and I can't tell if this picture is an actual the picture they're trying to use or is it like a stock photo. But yeah, this guy found a human brain on the coastline, dog.
That's crazy.
That is. That's like that one story that Kevin had where all of those, was it feet? Those severed feet?
Yeah, I think they were still in the shoe. That was, I think it was Puget Sound up in maybe Washington State or a little bit north of it, somewhere around there.
Did they ever figure out what was up with that?
I think they did. I don't remember what the outcome was.
I feel like there's been a couple stories where I thought you had another story of hands washing ashore.
I don't remember that one.
Maybe I just dreamt it?
Yeah.
That's possible. I have really horrific dreams.
And we have talked a lot about hand washing.
You're right. I think it bleeds in with your dreams. I just thought that was a crazy story. It also reminded me that it's a weird story. Next Wednesday, Weird and Whatever's back.
Oh, okay.
Back on track, 6 p.m. next Wednesday.
Here's the guy talking about the brain.
I don't even know how to explain it. It didn't register as a human brain. I was just like, what is this? I came across the square package wrapped in aluminum foil, and around it had a pink rubber band. So curiosity got to me, so I popped it open. It looked like a chicken breast, kind of. It took a little bit for it to really, what was going on. It was a brain, and what happens if a kid would have found it?
Okay, after hearing him talk, he definitely planted that brain there.
You think so?
He's definitely the culprit.
He doesn't have a very trustworthy sounding voice.
It sounds like he's acting.
He loses credibility.
He loses
in his
credibility.
delivery.
Yeah.
There was another story where a guy was getting interviewed because his friend had gotten murdered, and he was the actual murderer. He went on the news to do an interview, acting like he was all sad and he was confused, didn't know what happened to his friend. They go, yeah, the woman here was murdered. He goes, she was murdered, and he's like breaking down on TV, and he's the one that did it.
Wow.
Crazy.
I know.
That's like that Dalia DiPolito.
Oh yeah.
Crazy stuff.
He was like doing fake tears. He kind of falls to the ground.
Oh, he probably was practicing that.
He was the murderer.
But they didn't know when he was doing that he was the murderer. They figured it out after.
Well, after you saw the interview, I think they were like, we got to question that guy because he came off really bizarre. Kind of like that guy.
Too involved.
Just too off. Too weird.
Yeah, when you're in the right place at the right time, maybe there's a reason for it.
They say sometimes murderers will go back to the scene when the crowd is there just to kind of lurk, see the police do their work.
That's
Sure.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're very invested.
They're invested.
They want to watch and see.
They get a kick out of just seeing, how perplexed they might look.
A big sign where it's kind of like a red flag for the police is when somebody that's not involved in the case is calling about the case or asking police, did they ever find that girl? What's going on with that girl? Like, why are you so concerned, buddy?
Interesting.
Virginia, what you got on your mind today?
Well, she broke me down, and yesterday I took Magnolia for the first time since March to get a manicure. She's going back to school on Monday. I don't want her to do that either, but I can't fight anymore with this teenager.
So you just got to wear mama down and you get what you want, huh?
I guess so. I'm done fighting. I'm done fighting. What am I fighting for? I'm fighting to protect Panda, but I mean, I'm the only one. I'm done. I'm not fighting anymore.
Oh, boy.
She's not fighting anymore.
I'm backing away. I'm not saying nothing. because anytime someone says, I'm not fighting anymore, and they're screaming that gets usually followed up by a fight.
Yeah, you're right. They're ready to fight. You don't want to be standing in the way when they do.
It's like when somebody puts 30 positive posts on Facebook. Inspirational quotes.
Yeah.
That person's going through a mental breakdown.
They are literally crying in the shower.
If there's 30 positive posts on someone's Facebook within a 24-hour, they're going through it.
Going through it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. What I got on my mind here today, I always do this whole thing where I just don't believe in the daylight saving time thing that we do. The switch in the times, I guess, is what I should say.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm just like, look, let's just I don't care what it is. Just get one time and stick with it. And I've been wondering, okay, when are we going to push this through? Remember in Florida, we'd had the bill, it passed, but then you're like, well, now we got to wait for the rest of the country. Well, this is an interesting suggestion coming from Florida. Our senators, Marco Rubio and Rick Scott, who was the governor that tried to get it passed here in Florida, have introduced a bill that would keep the United States on daylight saving time through next year. So they're pitching saying, hey, let's try it for 1 year. And it does make some sense.
It does.
Because they're saying the world is in chaos right now. The last thing we need with virtual learning and people working virtually during this pandemic is to now switch times and throw another element of chaos into the mix.
And throw ourselves into earlier darkness, earlier confusion, earlier blah, blah, blah.
Well, and the health risks. I tell you about that too. And they're getting more publicity every single time they talk about this story, what it does for other people. And that shift in time with your body clock causes other issues. And right now, they're having a big problem with people who are not getting the regular checkups like they need to, who are not going into the doctor for cancer or for this and all these other things. I just saw one about STDs yesterday going crazy because people aren't going in and getting the regular checkups that they need to. And they're saying, look, when it comes to health, let's not throw anything else into the mix. And if we know that this time shift has been proven to be detrimental on health, let's not do anything to rock the boat at all. Let's try to do smooth, steady sailing to just get through the next year.
I agree with them.
People are hooking up, and then they're not getting checked up. And that's why the STD rate's higher.
Yeah, you can go down through the list. I've seen multiple articles in the last week. I've seen one about cancer. The one I saw yesterday was about STDs. And so there's a lot of other things that, they're starting to get a little bit worried about other health issues that have been neglected and ignored during the lockdowns.
I'm overdue, way overdue for a mammogram. And I was saying the same thing. I'm like, I'm not going to wait a few months and see, till this COVID dies down.
Right, yeah. You're not alone.
I don't want to go sit in a crowded lobby with a bunch of people that are coughing.
Right.
And the lobby at my mammogram place is always crowded. And in my head, I just have that picture. And I'm like, eee.
We're good with the PAP?
Pap, I'm good. I went to the gyno. There wasn't a soul there but me. I loved it. It was me and the doctor and her assistant, and that was it. I like a small, tight group.
Well, I don't know, man. The jokes.
Yeah. Especially considering where you went.
Well, yeah.
I get it now.
Yeah. We all just. So, with that reasoning, though, it is something where, and I like it. Let's try it out for a year, and this would be the year to do it.
Amen.
So jump on board with it. Let's just do it for 1 year and see if it makes any kind of difference or if it just seems to make life easier.
And do it quick because November 1st is supposed to be the day that we kick back into the daylight savings.
They do need to do it fast.
Get your act together, politicians, and stop this.
All right, so when do we turn the clocks back?
Amen.
Well, hopefully it goes through. And for Florida, it'd be good, too, because it gives us a little bit of extra daylight. And, Rick Scott was arguing, saying, hey, right now they think it's going to take about 3 years for us to get back on track with travel and tourism here in the state. So, hey, if people start traveling a little bit more here when we get into season and we got a little bit more daylight, then that ultimately would help the state of Florida.
It's going to help everybody because the longer it is light outside, the longer people will be outside spending money, doing things, going to the store. When it gets dark quicker, people like me go home because we don't want to be out in the dark.
I don't know, it's weird. I think I spend more money at nighttime. I don't know. We different strokes, different folks, baby.
You've always been weird.
I don't know. I don't know if spending money at nighttime is weird. You're just old. You go to bed early.
Coming up here in a couple minutes, going to throw a couple random questions at you. Like, if you were given a time machine and the task of preventing the pandemic, how would you do it? What would be your strategy? We'll discuss next.
Check out KVJ TV on YouTube or just log on to kvjshow.com to watch the show now. Powered by Cleveland Clinic, where every life deserves world-class care. Now, back to the KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.
Stephanie in the chat room was pointing out with Virginia, she said, yeah, I won't get a mammogram because people are in the office, but I'll go to bars and restaurants in Nashville. Virginia law.
And then she follows it up with, I can't take care of my health, but I'll go snorkeling in the Keys. The way I hear it, Stephanie in the chat room says it, I can't take care of my health, but I'll go snorkeling in the Keys.
With the emphasis on it.
Oh, yeah. Yes. So much judgment, Virginia. Rebuttal.
I don't care.
She's spiritually broke over here.
Yeah, I'm just going to do whatever the hell I want now. I'm going to stop fighting, and that's it.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Surrender, Virginia scares me the most.
I know, right? When she's just like, I've given up.
Yeah.
Whatever you want.
Because I can tell there's still more in the tank there.
Yeah.
There is.
Right.
But this is the calm before the storm. I know Hurricane Virginia.
The snap is coming?
Yes. And I'm heading out of town.
Okay, well, ask me or answer me this. If you were given a time machine and the task of preventing the pandemic, how would you do it?
Do we actually scientifically know where the pandemic started, or is that controversial as well?
That's controversial. It's not definitely proven. Wuhan, nobody seems to be arguing with that. The debate seems to be, did it happen at the wet market, or is that just a smoke screen because it really came out of that biological lab in Wuhan? There's
Kevin, politically motivated.
I mean, that question is loaded with political motivation.
There's a woman who is just started doing interviews in the last week, and places like Twitter are trying to silence her now. She's saying that she has proof that it came from the lab.
It's on the front page of a couple of the publications that I clicked on today. That story's breaking.
Yeah, but again, probably politically motivated.
Is she the one that's saying it was created in a lab?
Yes.
Yeah, that is definitely going to be politically motivated.
Absolutely, yeah. So that is the question. I mean, we don't necessarily 100% know. People have their firm beliefs, but do you 100% know without any kind of question how it all started, and what would you do? Keep in mind, I mean, you've got your resources where you are right now.
So how far back can we go, you said?
It's a time machine. You can go back as far as you want.
So I think you have to go back at least 10 years and convince the powers that there's something coming here, and you guys better have a vaccine or something ready, but they're gonna call you crazy. They're going to say, get this crazy guy out of here.
Yeah.
In a time machine. What? Coronavirus?
Yeah. Well, Bill Gates was saying this years ago, and nobody listened to him. And other presidents have said that we got to get ready for a pandemic, and nobody listened to them. And they seem to have more power than I do.
If they won't listen to Gates, they're not going to listen to the KVJ show.
Right.
I feel like you're right.
Nothing you can do is going to change the course of destiny.
Then I think we got to take our act to Wuhan, right?
That would be the only thing that you could think. Now, you'd have to also know, okay, if it happened in a wet market, where exactly? And then
who's the guy or girl that did it? And then you got a sniper take them out in the dead of night.
Right now, with the information you even have, I don't think, even with a time machine, I don't think there's anything you could do to prevent it.
If you let's say you go to a wet market, if that's where it came from.
Yeah.
then what do? You go around it to every vendor. Hey, do you have corona? Like,
What are you going to do? Buy it all up and then try to dispose of it so that it doesn't spread it?
And then the next day they have more stuff there. You're right. I don't know if going there is going to be the right thing.
Not with our resources and knowledge. Even with a time machine, there's nothing that we can do to stop this thing. So the only thing that I could think is us being in the media. And here's the problem, though, is, does anybody listen to you? Is going into the future when we have more credible information, because clearly during this whole pandemic, people have just been throwing things up against the wall, and seeing if it sticks. And that's what it is. And so maybe if we could go 2, 3, 5, or 10 years in the future and look back and say, oh, if we would have only known then, and then us having at least this microphone and social media could keep hitting, be like, this is what we got to do. This is what we got to do. This is what we got to do. Follow this path. This is the way out, because right now it's like we're in a corn maze and nobody necessarily knows how to get out of it. People be like, no, you got to go to the right, man. No, you got to go to the left.
You're right. Going to the future is better than going to the past.
I don't know. I might do Back to the Future Marty McFly style. Try to go back in time, befriend a very...
Talk me through it.
Okay, I befriend a very smart scientist, but he's...
Who is this scientist?
He's quirky. Who
is he?
The science community laughs at him.
How did you meet him?
Well, I research him. Clearly the guy, there's a ranking.
Are we sure we're sending Jaybird?
We are. No, I'm going to be like Marty McFly, and I'm going to befriend him. I'm going to convince him.
But you don't know who he is yet.
I'll locate him.
What are you convincing him of? You're just supposed to gather information and bring it back to us.
I'm going to say, Doc, you're not going to believe this. Yeah. After I befriend him.
Are you going to wear a puffy vest?
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm going to ride a skateboard. He's going to have crazy hair.
Yeah.
I think that's your only shot going back in time.
I think the only thing that'd be good, you should film it and make it into a movie. I don't think it's going to be successful, but it could be entertaining. I think that might be your move. Okay, next random question here. What TV show would you wipe from your memory so that you could have the pleasure of watching it again for the first time? Because that is the one thing, sometimes you've seen it, you go back, and there's still some joy in watching it, but boy, that surprise and discovery as you're watching a fantastic show, you're just like, oh my gosh, I love this. This is great.
Probably The Office or Game of Thrones for me. Because both of them were a long ride, and I liked the majority of the episodes, and I became a big fan of both franchises.
Game of Thrones would have wrapped up differently. I would say Game of Thrones, no doubt, because that's one of those ones where the surprise and the twists and turns are just like, oh, that's what makes it great. If you argued a Seinfeld or anything like that, you're laughing at the joke for the first time, but you can still go back and laugh at the joke, and that's why I don't think a sitcom is the very best answer. I think it's a show that surprises you, like, oh my gosh, I didn't see that happening. That's crazy.
See, you're still crucifying Thrones for that last season, and I get why you are, but Thrones gave us a lot of thrills throughout the year, and I'm not going to forget that.
They did, but
a lot of years, Virginia.
It's just kind of like you go on a great road trip, and you're going to, let's say Wally World, and you get there and it's closed. The ride was great, but then the whole reason why you went on the trip in the first place was so deflating.
You still don't erase that trip. There's still memories.
Trip's still great, but do you set out and do that exact trip again? Let's say you get back home and be like, hey, you want to drive to Wally World again? And be going, why would we do that? It's closed.
Well, yeah, after the fact.
Exactly.
The novelty's gone.
After the fact, why would I take that trip again?
Man, look, I'm big on Thrones.
It's a good response.
Thrones.
Okay, all right. I don't know what the perfect show would be. People were saying Sopranos. That would be a good argument. The Breaking Bads.
I loved the journey of Narcos. And Narcos had me, man.
That was great.
Because the only TV in the house at the time that had Netflix was Magnolia's. And I would sneak into Magnolia's room and I would watch like back-to-back episodes. And I was just sneaking in there all the time. It had me. I loved Narcos.
Not that many seasons, though. Me and Kevin are doing more big season shows. Virginia's kind of ruining the bit.
You said Thrones. Everybody hated the ending.
Not everybody. And
Kevin did.
You're right. Kevin hates it. We all have to hate it.
Yeah, that's right.
Kevin's in charge of hate around
Even
here.
the actors didn't like it.
No, I know.
Nobody was happy.
The last season was just absolutely pitiful. And I can see why you wouldn't pick it because of that.
All right, how about this random question? If you could only buy 3 items at the grocery store for the rest of your life, which items do you choose and why?
Oh, boy, that's tough.
Kevin.
Yeah. To me, you got to go with staples. For me, I would look at that. And if you were a meat eater like myself, getting, like a chicken or something like that, chicken would be one of my 3 without a doubt.
I mean, I love flavored drinks so much, but I don't know if I can waste one of my picks on,
Yeah,
on
it
a
would be
drink.
beverages too. Yeah,
It
so if you
needs to
went
be
with a
food.
soda, yeah.
That's a waste, I think.
And then you would be drinking water with everything you ate.
You would have to make one of yours frozen pizza.
No, I don't think I should. I think, do I want to make my? Yeah, you might be.
Cereal has to be one.
Nah, cereal doesn't make it because then you have to use another item up with your milk. That's 2 items. That's a terrible choice.
Dang.
Frozen pizza. You're right. I think frozen pizza's got to be in there. Could a Publix sub work as an item?
I think so.
Only
yeah.
one kind? No, you can't get any diversity.
I
Good
like.
point.
I
Well,
like
well, what
it.
about your frozen pizza? Can you not get diversity on that? Does it always have to be cheese or pepperoni or whatever you choose?
Or even, do I get if I go Red Baron 4 cheese? Does that mean I'm stuck with Red Baron 4 cheese for the rest of my life?
Red Baron is not the best frozen pizza.
You've got no credibility in this game whatsoever. You cannot comment on frozen pizzas.
That home run in, those are the best frozen pizzas.
I just use Red Baron, Fat Kevin, as an example. I'm not making a political stance here.
It's like saying Budweiser for beer.
Exactly. I was just trying to, do a shorthand.
The discussion's not about brands of frozen pizza now.
Red Baron sucks.
And Home Run is not the best frozen pizza. Watch your mouth. You're
Home Run In is delicious.
crazy.
Their crust is amazing.
I'm not saying they don't do great things, Virginia.
I just like to get you riled up.
Well, then talk crap about frozen pizza.
Items, I got to go with the chicken. I got to go with a vegetable. Then I'm going to choose.
Which vegetable do you pick?
It's going to be, I'm not sure, it's going to be between spinach, asparagus, broccoli. So maybe I choose 2 of those, my items. But no, I think I need to diversify. I'll get a green vegetable. I'll get a chicken in there. That's 2 of my 3.
That is weak.
Gosh, this is hard. I think I go eggs because I love eggs.
Okay,
and
that's solid.
I can
It's
do
a
a lot
staple.
of different things with
It's a
eggs.
staple.
Yeah, you
I can
fart.
make quiche. I can fart.
Smart.
I can eat them hard boiled. I can make deviled eggs.
Yeah.
Of all the vegetables, you got to go. I think onion. I go onion.
I can't believe some. Yeah, that's the worst list ever.
I go onion, eggs.
Wow. Only
and
3 items you ever get for the rest of your life from a grocery store, and that's where we go.
Onions and eggs.
Onions, eggs, and what's my last one?
You probably some body wash because it's gonna smell pretty gross in there.
Yeah. Wash away that onion.
Eggs and onions. Oh man.
You are going to be rough to be around. Wow, that's so gross.
I think I go
That's so gross.
eggs, onion, and sausage.
Oh, that's so, what a disgusting combination.
But those are going to make
That's
me
rancid.
happy.
Only you happy. Everyone else is gonna be so
Oh, that's so
bummed out.
gross. Wow.
If you had that diet for the rest of your life, there's no way you don't kill me and Kevin with your farts.
I'm
Whoa.
sorry.
That would be a tough round. All right, a little bit of feedback on our random questions here. Got a question about what TV show would you wipe from your memory so that you could have the pleasure of watching it again for the very first time? I believe that a drama would work better because comedies you can go back and more easily watch and enjoy them because it's the humor and it's still there. You don't need the surprise of the drama. Somebody said Supernatural, 15 seasons of comedy, horror, and fantasy. Bam, that would be mine if I could wipe it from my memory, go back and enjoy it again. Somebody said Lost, but I feel, at least I heard that Lost ended a lot the way that Game of Thrones ended. And I jumped off of Lost. Like, the first couple seasons were like, oh my gosh, what's going on? What's this tube? What's happening? It just got out of control. And I'm like, all right, at some point I jumped off of that show and I heard that it probably was a good idea. But I know some people still love it. Grey's Anatomy. Somebody's saying, do you need the surprise of that? A lot of people still love Grey's.
Don't get me started.
Okay. That was some of the response to go with your Breaking Bads. And the one thing I'd say is Dexter. Dexter was cool. That first season had a lot of really cool twists and turns. I know you haven't seen that yet, Jay Bird. It'd be interesting to see because I know that you are kind of fascinated by the murder realm.
I'm very fascinated by the murder one. That doesn't mean I am pro-murder. People got to twist it out there. I think I love murder for some reason.
No, I think I framed it the right way. Fascinated by the murder realm.
Not you. You did it right, but I get emails sometimes. Bird, you talk a lot about murder. Why are you such a fan of murder? Why do you love murder so much?
He was right under our eyes all the time, talking about murder, and no one suspected
it. Almost has
he was the murderer.
It does. It has a tone like, yeah, Bird, what are you doing with you play with toys, you live alone, where are the bodies?
I like people looking deep into you. It makes me happy to know other people are asking questions about what you're up to.
They do.
You do kind of fit a profile.
Yeah, you do.
I'm a beat up truck.
Weird.
The other random question here, if you could only buy 3 items at the grocery store for the rest of your life, which items do you choose and why? I'm Keto Kev. I was throwing out probably like a hamburger chicken and then a green vegetable. And somebody said, your lists are the worst ever. Virginia wanted what, like onions and...
I'm going to do eggs, onions, and sausage.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's the worst I've ever heard.
Sorry, not sorry.
I feel like you're wasting, onions?
I love onions, though, Jay Bird. I love them.
Okay, Virginia. I didn't give you my third.
What is it?
I think, and I'm going with what I love right now and that I could live off for a while. I'm going to go with my favorite flavored Uncrustable, the one with the honey and the peanut butter. I could eat 50 of those and be satisfied.
Yeah. You got to go with something you wouldn't get sick of.
Public sub, frozen pizza, Uncrustables.
Okay. Solid.
Yeah, so will my stomach. It'll be very fat.
This text says you guys need to do better. Beer, chicken, and ice cream. All right. Solid, I guess.
If I have ice cream, though, it's not going to be good for anybody in this room.
And I feel
you
like...
thought her list was gross before.
Well, yeah, eggs, onions, and ice cream.
Oh, you don't want that.
Well, just because those are the only items you can get at a grocery store, you can still go get liquor somewhere else, right?
Outside of the 3?
Yeah, somewhere else at a bar.
You could. And then the question is if you needed a mixer, does that count as one of your 3 items?
Oh, Kevin, you're asking hard questions.
Yeah, that's tough because I might change my list. Let's say I got vodka at another store and I get that grandfathered in. Then do I get like maybe a ginger ale that I like to mix my vodka with? It's one of my 3 items.
Was in the original question grocery store?
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 at the grocery store.
I think we just beat the system with the booze. We're going to be okay.
You got an extra item in there?
Yeah, we're going to be okay.
All right.
Different store.
Different store.
Avocado, eggs, and beef, somebody said would be their 3.
Ooh,
it's a superfood.
Avocado's a good one.
Yeah, you got your superfoods in there that you might want to get, your black beans and those kind of things. I don't think we have superfoods on our list.
Where is the sexy list? Am I the only one bringing the heat here?
Beer, chicken, and ice cream seems sexy.
That was good. That was a good one. That was good.
I don't feel like I can do beef like I used to. I don't know. My innards are changing.
This is where you make it even more gross?
Yes, because we weren't repulsed earlier.
Yeah. Virginia's like, I just want to really hammer this home. I'm gross.
In case you didn't know.
Yeah. I have intestinal problems, too.
Yeah. We really should bring a KVJ time out. It's kind of a feature too.
It's enough.
Yeah. Well, you just take a 2-minute timeout.
Enough.
I'm sure I'll get hit with that one. I mean, we all should get a 2-minute timeout.
You win. We're all repulsed. Steak, beer, and condoms is somebody else's trifecta.
With condoms, you can get that at a Walgreens. Don't waste it.
You're wasting an item. Steak and beer, I'm there with you. Maybe throw ice cream in there, and yeah, if I want to eat that, that's all good. All right, you can always throw your comments at us, 877-979-WRMF. Coming up here in just a second. Remember, Jaybird was going to buy some desserts for a baby shower. He strapped on a little buzz, and then he got very generous. He was talking about, my gosh, what do I do now that I've kind of got myself into this little mix?
And how many people are going to be at this baby shower?
We have an update, Virginia.
Yes.
I mean, the number was insane.
We have an update, and there's rumors that you have something to do with it.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, there's been a little plot twist here. to Jaybird buying the desserts for a baby shower. We'll let you know what it is next. Jaybird again demonstrating the other day why it's kind of risky to strap on a buzz and then start promising things. He did that and then wound up getting himself into a baby shower for somebody that it doesn't seem like he knows that well, buying desserts.
Oh, I don't know these people at all.
At all, okay.
So I didn't give you all the details because it sounded like my niece was this deadbeat person, and that's not the case. She promised to help her friend out and take care of the desserts months ago for this baby shower. And so she said, yeah, I'll absolutely take the desserts on. It was kind of like a fancier little baby shower that they all agreed on, and she was going to do it. She got her hours cut, so she lost a lot of money, was in this bind, and did not want to.
This is more a favor to your niece.
Absolutely. And I'm not at all upset that I had to do it. I think people thought I was mad about. No, my niece is a great kid. I love helping her out.
You don't know this fetus, but you do know your niece, and you're here for your niece.
Exactly. And I was, she'd called me and I had been drinking, and I said, yeah, I'll totally help you out, blah, blah, blah. I just don't want people giving my niece a hard time because she doesn't deserve that. Give me the hard time.
Okay. So apparently there has been an update here. I know a lot of people threw out some different ideas, and they, wanted to have a relatively nice dessert, I guess it was.
Yes.
Nothing that was low budget.
They wanted it to look good, upscale, to match the event. Apparently, it was going to be a little bit of an elevated experience event.
Yeah.
It's not some backyard hillbilly barbecue.
It's going to be Instagrammable.
Yes, it's going to look good. It's going to smell good, and the desserts need to match.
That's what we're dealing with here.
So now we got a little bit of a plot twist because apparently Jaybird is off the hook now all of a sudden.
Well, you came in here and you said it was for how many people? 150?
No, I think I said it was like 70 or 80. It was something like that.
Okay.
It was 80, I think I said.
Whatever the number was.
It was more than 60, I do know that.
I remember being taken aback.
You had said some words. Well, we had talked about, is this COVID friendly, blah, blah, blah. And some of the people that are involved with this whole thing was obviously listening.
Oh.
And there has been some behind the scenes drama now with.
I love behind the scenes drama.
With, why are we doing this with COVID? We're not even at phase 2 yet. Blah, blah, blah. This is irresponsible. So rumblings, there became a civil war within the group. And now the baby shower has been postponed.
Okay.
And I'm off the hook for getting desserts.
Yay!
Virginia talking trash actually worked out for me.
Wow, that never happens.
It doesn't. It usually backfires. I usually have to do some explaining.
Apologizing.
And I think there was already rumblings of shaming going on behind the scenes of, I don't think we should be doing this with that many people, and then hearing us discuss that. Because
they made the right choice. Now is not the time to have a baby shower for 60 people or whatever the number was. It's not smart.
I don't think they were going to get that many people there. If you say you're going to have 60 or 80 people there, half of those people aren't going to show up, in my opinion.
You're right.
So... But, hey, I don't give a crap because I don't have to. I'm going to go buy desserts for myself
Just
now.
the fact that you're so tone deaf to send out 80 invitations to anything right now kind of says a little bit about you.
Well, you've already beat her up enough. She's not doing the baby shower. Do you want to kick her while she's down still?
It's her style, yeah.
Do you really want to make her feel completely horrible? I think she recognized that. But now let's make her. You're worse than the people on Twitter.
Well, she is on Twitter too, so
yeah, it's true.
Yeah, she takes her act after hours to Twitter.
I'm so relieved I have nothing to do with this.
That is
now.
nice.
Oh,
yeah, that's a good thing.
It is.
Yeah, that's why it's great to bring all your problems to the radio. Yeah, next thing you know, voila.
Voila.
All my drunken mistakes are erased. It's amazing. Okay, I got some birthdays here today. Got to say what up. Got a little shout out here for my son. He's turning 15 from Mom, Hughes, Sam, and Kuda, the cat. Jojo is who is having the birthday, so thank you very much. Tracy sent that in. Appreciate that, Tracy. Also got a birthday shout out. Can y'all give a birthday shout out to Layla, who's turning 12 today, from Mommy, Daddy, Mia, Michael, and Caden?
Layla.
Also, my sister's having a happy birthday. We love you and hope your day is very special. From Chrissy, Aaron, Alex, Morgan, and Grouper. Don't know I have sister's name. Also, happy birthday to my incredible husband, Chris, with all of our love, Monica, Justin, Caitlin, Peanut, Sloth, and the Jupiter Landings crew.
Nice.
Who's sending that in. And also want to wish a happy birthday to my cousin Doug.
Doug.
Yeah, Parkland. So there you go.
Oh, that's your boy, Jay Bird. That's Doug Taco Bar.
Doug Taco, yeah.
Your cousin?
Doug Taco Bar cousin. That's what I just said, yes.
Oh, man. Sorry. I
He
heard,
don't listen to anything
No,
you
he
say.
doesn't.
that is not true.
I said my cousin Doug 2 minutes later. Your cousin?
I heard Taco Bar, and it made me kind of have a malfunction.
You have to say Taco Bar to get his attention.
Oh, yes.
That's when
He
he
didn't
plugs
pay attention
back
to the
in.
initial
Virginia, you
birthday.
don't listen either. Step off.
I know about Doug.
I know about Doug,
I wasn't
too.
even at the Taco
I
Bar
know.
party. And I know about Doug.
I love Doug.
Doug's a legend.
I take a bullet for Doug.
Luckily, nobody wants to shoot him that I know of.
It's pretty peaceful.
Yeah. So that is very fortunate. So there you go. So happy birthday to him. You got a birthday, you want to get it on the KVJ show, you can. All you have to do is just send us an email, mail at kvjshow.com, mail at kvjshow.com. All right, what is a better decade, 1950 or 2020? There's an author named Michael Snyder, and he's written a new book, and he's arguing why American life was much better in the 1950s than it is today. And he listed some comparisons. Here's what he had to say. He said, in 1950, most Americans were generally happy with their lives. In 2020, the suicide rate is at an all-time record high, and it's been rising every single year since the year 2007. He said in 1950, children would go outside and they would play when they got home from school. In 2020, our parks and our playgrounds are virtually empty, and we have the highest childhood obesity rate in the industrialized world. Back in 1950, Americans actually attempted to parent their children. In 2020, we pump our kids full of mind-altering drugs, and we let our televisions and our video games raise our children. This is the ultimate boomer list.
This guy does not sound old at all.
In 1950, gum chewing and talking in class were some of the major disciplinary problems in our schools. In 2020, kids are literally gunning down police officers in the streets. In 1950, about 5% of all babies in the U.S. were born to unmarried parents, but in 2020, 40% are. In 1950, in a great decade, a lot of people would leave their homes and their vehicles unlocked because the crime rates were so low. But in 2020, many that live in urban areas are deathly afraid of the civil unrest. In fact, gun sales have soared to an all-time record high. I mean, after you read this, you're like going, if you've already felt bad about 2020, you're like going, oh my gosh, back in the good old days.
Thank you. Thank you for pointing out all the reasons to be sad.
That's kind of what it is. Yeah, just about how life is going backwards.
But we can't do anything about it. You know, we can't change it. It is what it is. I mean, you're kind of just pointing out more reasons for us to be sad.
Well, I think he's, again, just looking at perspective. And I think that people who live through an era, especially when they're younger, they carry this nostalgia about that era along with them, about how great it was and the superiority of it. And then they look at the modern times and like going, yep, just hell in a handbasket. That's what it is. But they don't look at the true overall picture of what it is.
Because to them, it is their reality that it was better because when they were younger, to them, it seems like it was. I mean, your perspective is your perspective.
Well, I mean, and two, I think you've got to look at society as a whole. And he's going through, and he's then, picking on TV. And he said, 1950, we had family-friendly programming like Hop Along Cassidy. But in 2020, on Netflix, you've got Cuties that is going on there. And so he's kind of like hand-picking all of these little things. And
right.
You could do that with any decade that is ever been around. If you want to go negative, you could do that.
Of course.
I mean, I could say in 2020, people stand up for racial justice. In 1950, you could drop an N-word with ease without getting canceled, and people didn't care.
So there's going to be there's going to be things that get better, and there's going to be things that also were better back. I mean, he's trying to talk about how it was simpler back then.
He's cherry-picking data.
Exactly. He's cherry-picking.
That's basically the stories that you get anymore. It's cherry-picked data.
Right.
Of course, you want kids being respectful in class. He's cherry-picking they chewed gum, and they didn't talk back, blah, blah, blah. But also look at other terrible things that were going on in the 1950s.
I tell you, in 2020, women have the opportunity to be whoever it is they want to be. In 1950, A woman really was only considered successful when she made her husband happy and provided him with a delicious meal and served him when he got home from being who it was he wanted to be. That was 1950.
So happy those days are dead.
See? I got you, your author, man.
Yeah, but you nailed it with he's cherry picking. Okay, now let's
and you
go.
can cherry pick anything to make it fit whatever agenda you want to push.
110% right. Now let's start cherry picking some of the terrible things from the 1950s, like you're talking about.
Yeah, racial oppression, the oppression of women, two kind of big things.
All of that.
Yeah,
you have to tell the whole story, dude.
In 1950, both dad and mom would smoke in the family car with the windows rolled up.
Exactly.
I mean, do we want to really go round and round on this about 1950 versus 2020?
No.
Sure, there's a lot of discouraging things, but I can cherry pick anything from any decade and do a comparison to today and be like, I think 2020 is superior.
You can cherry pick anything and make it make your own data.
And that's why this dude is irrelevant, because of course you can cherry pick the whole picture, though. If you were to look at the whole picture, I think we're better.
I agree.
You know, I blame this all on the dirty hippies from the 60s, Kevin. They ruined it all.
Yeah, Dennys, you dirty hippie.
So, you know, in this guy's mind, and I think a lot of people have, they've romanticized the 1950s.
Sure. Because that's his perspective and that's his reality. But everybody's reality is not yours, dude. And you don't speak for everybody.
I romanticize the 80s, early 90s because I grew up in that time period.
Right.
And I'm Rick James in the chat room says, and Kev hates the 50s.
Kev does. Kevin hates doo-wop music so much.
Hell, you throw Kevin a birthday party and it's a sock hop.
I hate the 1950s.
Kevin would be so pissed.
You hate doo-wop, you hate the malt shop, you hate it all.
I hate it all.
You hate the poodle,
fashion,
the poodle dresses,
the poodle skirt.
So when I saw this list, I'm like, come on, man.
The 50s were
Good
not
luck.
better.
The 50s are not better than 2020. I'm sorry. I know we're dealing with a lot, but I'll take what we're dealing with today over what you dealt with in 1950.
Amen.
I mean, come on, dude. All right, coming up here in just a couple of minutes, we're going to be doing a KVJ draft here today, and I'm not sure how I feel about these. I'll let you guys pick because I have two different topic ideas for today's KVJ draft. I want to go with one you guys feel better with. Now, I was thinking maybe one angle we could go is most unlikable celebrities.
Okay.
That would be our draft. And you would have to put together a team of awful.
Question.
So, you know, you got your Bill Cosbys and your OJs and your Tanya Hardings and your, you know, I mean, you can go on and on and on about unlikable celebrities.
If Kim Kardashian gets picked before OJ, we got problems.
Well, that's my question. Unlikable is such a broad term.
That's
despicable humans, or
it's unlikable celebrities. That's what it is. And so how you go with it is how people judge it. Be like going, yeah, I can't stand the three people that you picked. So yeah, you could argue and say, hey, even though Kim Kardashian on her record ultimately is pretty much blemish free, if people truly dislike Kim Kardashian, then that could win you points.
Harvey Weinstein needs to be
Harvey
before
Weinstein.
Kim.
But I'm just saying, if you have those people on your list and Kim Kardashian still gets voted for the worst, that just shows you that people don't
That's
like
why
her.
that could be, that's the interesting thing about this topic for a draft.
I like
is
it.
where you go.
It's very polarizing. I like it.
Okay.
Oh, it's clearly politically motivated. Look at Kevin. He's a Republican.
So you guys feel good about that one?
Yeah.
What was the other option, just out of curiosity?
Movies from the 2010s.
Definitely the terrible
Yeah,
celebrities.
Definitely the celebrities.
Okay. All right. We can get to the other one next week. All right. So we will do that. Who would be your early nominations for who you would draft if you were in this? The most unlikable celebrities. We'll get to that coming up next.
More KVJ Show now on 97.9 WRMF.
It's kind of a weird twist in the KVJ draft today where you're actually trying to pick awful rather than great. But people will recognize the awful in your list and be like, that's the best awful list, if that makes sense. We're looking for the most unlikable celebrity. So they have to have some kind of notoriety, and it's not like they have to be in music, film, TV, anything like that. It's just basically anybody that is a recognizable name you can kind of throw into this. They've got fame, for doing something, and they're very unlikable because of it. So that is the draft that we have got here today. What we got to do is just get the cards going here, and we're going to pick the order of the draft and who gets to go and win. So you're trying to put together a team of 3 of just awful, awful people. All right, so we found out that 4 spot is a pretty good place to go. I'm starting off with a 10 of clubs here. Figure out what the draft order is going to be. Virginia, what did you draw?
3. That's not good.
Okay. All right. Jay-Bird, what'd you get?
A queen.
Oh, very nice. Okay. Dennys, what card you got there?
I got a 5.
Okay, very nice. And does Suits have a card by any chance? What's he got? A 3 as well. Okay, which one does he have? Do you know? What's yours, Virginia?
3 of hearts.
3 of hearts?
His is diamonds.
His is diamonds. Okay, that doesn't matter. We'll just go on ahead and we'll do Virginian Suits. Time for last. Jaybird gets to go first again.
Look at you.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually the worst spot, Virginia.
Is it?
I don't know.
I don't agree.
Okay.
First is best.
Virginia wants to fight about it.
Yeah, I just don't have it, Kev.
Don't have it today?
I'm not dying on this hill for this.
Okay. All right. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to give Suits that final spot. So it's going to go Bird, myself, Dennys, Virginia, Suits. And then back around here. Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah. Here's what we got. Okay, I believe we've got Suits here on the line for his pick now that we're back in studio. And on KVJ TV, he's in there running that. By the way, you can dial us up on YouTube right now and watch, see what's going on. Okay, Bird, you get to start us off here with the most unlikable celebrity draft. Who are you going to choose with the overall #1 pick?
So I think I'm going to keep mine kind of like lighthearted. I know that there's terrible, like Bill Cosby. It's terrible. I'm going to go with the first one. Cash Me Outside girl. She just really annoys me so bad. I find her so unlikable.
Okay, Cash Me Outside girl.
And it makes me angry. I'm probably not going to win this thing, but you know what? I'm sticking with my heart. Stick with my heart.
That's how you're going to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm used to losing. Let's go down in flames, baby.
Yeah, you're entitled to make this draft your own.
Go down. I mean, it's got to be so easy to say Bill Cosby.
Okay. All right. With that, to me, entitlement and abusing your power is one of the most unlikable things you can do. And so I am going to go on ahead who I think is the overall #1 pick should be Harvey Weinstein is going to be my first pick. So
I mean, that's going to win you the tournament.
It's a good pick.
Yeah, I mean, it's strong.
That wins you the tournament.
It might. I don't know. We'll see. I'm glad you left him there for me.
I'm going to leave all the big hitters for you.
Okay. I appreciate it. You know what? The best draft pick is to get behind Bird.
Bird's going the alternative route.
Yes. Dennys, your overall #1 pick for the most unlikable celebrity. Who are you going to go with?
I think I'm going to go #1 with Kevin Spacey.
Ooh,
Whoa,
that's a good one,
That
too.
is a solid pick.
It's good, Dennys.
Oh, yeah.
That could win you the tournament.
Solid pick. Okay, Virginia, who do you go with?
I'm going to take Bill Cosby.
Okay, no, you got to.
I do have a thing.
Yeah, not a big fan of his.
Not a fan.
Okay.
Yeah, he killed Santa Claus, one of my favorite bits we ever do. We can't ever do it.
Oh, that was so
That was
much
a
fun,
Christmas
Santa
bit.
Claus, yeah.
We did it for 8 years in a row.
It was family friendly. It was cute.
It was fun.
Yeah, and then it got to be uncute.
Well, we couldn't do it anymore.
I haven't had a Jell-O pop since.
No.
All right, Suits is on here. He's got the next 2 picks, and the way we do it, once you get to the end, you do a snake draft, they call it. It goes back to the top. So, Suits, what's your next 2 picks?
So I'm going to start out with Michael Vick.
Oh, that's
A lot of people
solid.
seem to hate Michael Vick.
Yeah, if you're a dog lover, the hate is still real for Michael Vick. All right, solid pick. What's your next pick?
I am going to take, man, I really want Bad Baby. Bird got my favorite one. I'm going to go with Gwyneth Paltrow. That gook thing is so annoying and stuck.
Yeah.
That's me and Suits are on the same level here. Dang it, Suits. I had her.
Yeah. Okay, Virginia, it is back to you here in the draft. What is your next pick?
I think my next pick, now I do have several bad people to pick from, but when I was looking at pictures of them, this one just makes me angry. I'm going Woody Allen.
Oh, very solid pick. Very solid. Okay, Woody Allen. All right, Dennys, it is back up to you for your second round pick here in the KVJ draft of the most unlikable celebrities.
I think for my second pick, I'm going to go with Jake Paul.
Oh, dog, you got
That's
me.
real solid, Dennys. He was on my list.
Oh, man. You know what? I actually, oddly enough, I had Logan Paul, but it just feels like,
Now you guys are kind of splitting votes there.
Just the Paul
They're-
brothers.
they're both awful. We both agree.
yeah, dang.
They both are, but Jake's been out there, rioting and stuff. So
Oh,
Dang.
the
It adds
extra
a
note.
layer.
Yeah. No, that is a very solid pick. Okay, for my next pick in the second round, I'm going to go with Mel Gibson. Will be mine. He has said some very terrible things, and he was an A-lister before he kind of started that downward spiral. And I know he still
Yeah.
does some projects. It's almost like he's kind of revitalized a little, but they're still always going to be carrying that stuff for the awful things he said. Okay, Bird, it is back up to you. Who are you going to add to your draft here with the Cash Me Outside girl?
So I'm torn because I honestly feel like Kim Kardashian is not the head of the snake. I feel like it's Kris Jenner. I feel like she is the one that has done it all.
I don't
She
think
is.
without Kris Jenner, we don't have any of this.
She's the brains behind the operation, but Kim Kardashian's got the name. You see where I'm struggling here?
I get it. Yeah, which one is going to? Because, I mean, what you're trying to do is you're trying to evoke emotions in the audience to get the votes. And so what name, if said, would be like more, ugh?
Kim Kardashian, I'm locking it in. Cash Me Outside girl, Kim Kardashian.
Okay, that's solid.
I think it's my only shot of even coming close to winning here, Dennys.
Okay, all right, Jay Bird, and looks like you've got another pick now.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's how it works. This will be your third and final pick here in the KVJ Draft. Most unlikable celebrity.
Do I come back with a Kris Jenner and just double up?
You could.
I could, and I really cover my bases.
Yeah, you are really covering that. There's going to be no doubt you own the
Yeah, you know what?
hate of that family.
I'm locking it in. Kris Jenner, boom.
Okay. Very
yeah,
interesting.
I feel good. I feel at peace. I know it's not going to win.
Wow. Okay. All right. Let me see here. With my final pick, there's a lot of different places to go with this. However, it is football season. This will probably lose it for me if I had any chance of winning today because I don't know it's going to connect with a lot of people. But I'm going to throw out the name Jerry Sandusky.
Oh, that's Kevin wins.
That is the guy who was molesting all the boys at Penn State University. He was the football coach that took advantage of that.
He's booked in with a Sandusky and a Weinstein. You can't beat that.
It feels solid, but I'm going to lose a lot of people. Are going to be like, man, with Jerry's, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to.
No, you got.
I don't know if it's big enough of a name.
It's going to be a bloodbath. Unless Virginia brings the heat here.
Okay, so you got one more pick. Dennys, your final pick here in the KVJ Draft for most unlikable celebrity.
it's kind of a weird one, but I'm not a fan. I'm gonna go with for my third pick, Tekashi 6ix9ine. That guy's awful. I think a lot of people share that same sentiment too.
Dang, I've never heard you so aggressive.
I guess I just don't get it.
Yeah, that's fine.
I've seen the videos and I'm just like, I don't get it.
I'll get
This
it.
is your list. You're solid with Kevin Spacey and Jake Paul, so I
Yeah,
think
you
you're
got an
doing all right.
interesting list.
Yeah, you're doing all right. It's an interesting final pick. Virginia, you've got Bill Cosby and Woody Allen so far. How are you going to finish it off here with your final pick?
I can't believe nobody took him and he's still available. I'm taking O.J. Simpson.
Yeah, absolutely. No, you're right. Without a doubt.
Does OJ have fans still, though? I think
He does. And that's why I didn't pick him earlier because.
Yeah, he's a good late rounder.
Look, there's a lot of people that don't think he did it, and he was never convicted of doing
I
it.
wouldn't say a lot of people. There are people out there, but
Right.
a lot, I don't know.
Right.
Okay. All right. Suits, this is your final pick here. Where are you going to go with this?
Again, I'm kind of surprised this is still on the list. I'm going to go with R. Kelly.
Soups.
Absolutely.
R. Kelly's a
Soups,
good
that's just
one.
Sitting there.
Huge.
Yeah.
Good
it was
one.
sitting there. That is very good. Yeah, there were some names that were left. I think lower tier, and you could arguably say, I mean, how awful are these people really? But everything from a Katherine Heigl, still there, Kanye West, Miley Cyrus, Kristen Stewart, Alex Jones, Roseanne Barr, Lindsay Lohan, Justin Bieber.
Matt Lauer.
Oh, Matt Lauer's a good one.
Yeah, no, all of that.
Yeah.
But if my Kardashian list beats y'all, you guys have the most evil people ever on your list.
Yeah. Okay, quick rundown here on the most unlikable celebrity draft. Jaybird's team, it's 3, Cash Me Outside Girl, Kim Kardashian and Kris Jenner. I went with Harvey Weinstein, Mel Gibson, and Jerry Sandusky. Dennys has got Kevin Spacey, Jake Paul, and Tekashi 6ix9ine. Virginia with Bill Cosby, Woody Allen, and O.J. Simpson. And Suits has got Michael Vick, Gwyneth Paltrow, and R. Kelly.
You know, I'm surprised no one took. I almost did it. It was my backup. Was Carol Baskins.
I know. People are saying that.
I just
too.
didn't know if she hated it
I know.
and slightly liked.
I don't think that wins you the tournament.
Yeah,
Dennis.
me
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You can go vote on who you think drafted out the best team. It is going to be posted up on the KVJ Show Facebook page. Go to Facebook, look for the KVJ Show while you're there. Make sure you go on ahead and subscribe and follow. A lot of people got their own opinions about ones we didn't even name for the most unlikable celebrity draft.
Yeah, who did we forget? I know I always forget like big ones.
Okay, we've got Jeffrey Epstein. How did he not make it?
Epstein.
Yeah. Now, and we didn't clarify. Is dead alive? It doesn't matter. Does it? I mean,
Well, then I could have picked, John Wilkes Booth.
yeah, that's
He
true.
was an actor?
You go Hitler.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of different names in there. I feel like live.
Alive.
Yeah. So that would be the answer to the Jeffrey Epstein. Somebody else said, what about Casey Anthony?
But here's the thing about Casey Anthony. She wasn't a celebrity. She became a celebrity because of her
became
crime.
infamous.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the same with Epstein, too. I mean, he wasn't a celebrity.
You could say that. Yeah. I mean, he hung with celebrities, but yeah, was he a household name?
Everybody on our list, they're celebrity. Except for Sandusky, maybe.
No, Sandusky, well, he was a celebrity.
Well, here's the thing. Yeah. And that's why I said I thought it was a reach because I knew who Jerry Sandusky was because I'm a huge college football fan.
Before his crimes.
He was a very well-respected football coach. He had been with Penn State and Joe Paterno for decades and put together amazing teams. He was a high-profile figure in the college football world.
He's a celebrity. In his world, he's a celebrity.
In his world, I knew definitely. That's why it was so stunning to me because I'm like, it can't be this guy. I mean, this guy's been around for 40 years.
Because we actually talked about Casey Anthony behind the scenes, and then Suits goes, yeah, so Suits' point about her not
she
being...
wasn't famous.
Yeah, she wasn't famous.
Till her crime.
But your guy was.
Yeah. Somebody else said Alyssa Milano. Yes, from a different certain perspective, you're not a big fan of hers. She's
That's
very
politically
outspoken.
motivated.
Yeah,
She's politically motivated, yes.
But, Roseanne Barr, same side. I mean, you've got
So politically motivated.
one way or the other. And that's the only thing I think with some of those. And I don't know. I'm not, so entrenched in that kind of stuff to know. But if you are from one side or the other, do you actually really love those celebrities? Like if you're, I guess, would it be conservative? You'd be really a fan of Roseanne Barr. And if you're very liberal, you'd be a fan of Alyssa Milano?
I don't know if that's necessary because I'm sure liberals will find Alyssa Milano annoying, and I'm sure conservatives would find Roseanne Barr annoying.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sure some would like him. It's,
Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go. So that's some of the ones that.
Politically motivated. Tune out.
Somebody said Corey Feldman.
Oh, poor Corey Feldman.
No, he's pretty unlikable. He really does. He does a lot of things that rub people the wrong way.
I feel bad for him, though. I don't want bad things for him. I just feel like, he's just dumb.
I don't want bad things for him either, obviously. But he's kind of cringy.
So people on the list here that we picked, I want bad things for. But not poor sweet. I mean, he just seems dumb.
Well, I had all the sex predators on there, but you guys were... I kind of want to just go a different way because I figured one of you guys are going to win that. And there's no way Kevin doesn't win that. With that list...
It seems like a popular way to go. I mean, and I did. I'm going for the win. I'm not going to lie. I was playing to the people. And I think, when you talk about the most despicable people... Now, I had Mel Gibson on there, and, his was, racial, I guess, overtones is what his was.
Yes, and anti-Semitic, too.
Yeah, I guess that's...
And anti-women.
That's a better way to put it. He was more sexist and anti-Semitic.
He doesn't like anybody unless they look exactly like him.
But here's the thing, though. but that whole scandal happened so many years ago. He's gotten his foot back in. I mean,
a little. Yeah, he's crept back in a little bit with some projects.
But he's not the Mel that he was before his downfall.
He was a solidified, massive A-lister.
Yes.
At the time it all went down.
And a raving lunatic.
And maybe an alcoholic.
We heard the tape. We heard the tapes. Like, I was like, what the hell?
I'm just going on, will the people vote for him because it was an old scandal, and then some people embraced him back. Everyone else on those lists you guys have, they're not embraced by anybody.
Mine's iffy for two reasons. Jerry Sandusky, do a lot of people know enough about him, and is that fresh for a lot of people? And then the Mel Gibson. Harvey Weinstein, yes, I think.
People are arguing Weinstein wasn't a celebrity before, but he actually was.
He
the people knew who he was. He's a producer.
Yeah, no, he was on stage. I mean, there's clips of him being brought up on stage by like Oprah and other people like that and saying, thank you, Harvey Weinstein, and he's up there. People are getting awards and things like that. So I knew of the name when it all started to happen. I was like, yeah, I've heard of that dude. You definitely know a lot better now. Yeah, on that tone too, with the theme I went with, that Cuties show. I haven't delved into it too much. I just saw, somebody sent me the screenshot, and I've heard that the people who put it together, like, no, this is the exact opposite. We're trying to prove how
they're trying to say that it's bad to sexualize young girls, and they're saying that their next Netflix documentary shows you just how bad it is and makes it look bad.
Yeah, I wouldn't watch it anyway, and I haven't. I get really, I got a daughter. I don't like that stuff, and so I haven't done a deep dive on it.
Oh,
so.
I can tell you this, and I know we keep beating this over and over again, but that Cuties thing has turned politically motivated. It really has. I mean, people are defending it, but then they're defending it attached with other things for their political
I'm not gonna
agenda.
Go down that path.
I've seen it on both sides.
I'm going to stay ignorant on that one. So I'm not going to give you a lot of opinion on Cuties because I don't really know, but this I do. On Saturday, Netflix's cancellation rate was 8 times what it normally is.
Ooh.
So, and I don't know what that, means in terms of raw numbers, but it's 8 times.
I saw several people on my Instagram or Twitter or whatever saying that they were going to cancel. Now, they were all like conservative moms. So I don't know what that means.
I've actually seen a kind of both. I've seen people who are conservative and who are not conservative that have not liked it.
It's something we can all agree on.
I'm going on just what I'm seeing on my own personal feed with people that I know, and it has not fared well with anybody that I've seen. I have not seen, other than a journalist, praise Cuties. I have not seen it. If I'm
really?
wrong,
Okay.
call in and say it's the best thing you've ever seen, but it's not. It's been panned by a lot of people.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to watch it, so I'm not going to comment on it, but if you got anything you want to say, 877-979-WRMF, 877-979-9763. You can go ahead and hit us up here. I believe we got some comedy.
Thank goodness. I mean, the world needs to laugh, Virginia.
Yeah, no, we definitely do. So we got producer Dennys. He's got a little round of the joke jury here for you. He's got some handcrafted comedy, and we're the ones to let him know what is working, what's hitting, what is missing. That's what it's all about here.
Instantly.
Yeah, you get that. Well, that's what the world is today.
Instant hate.
Yeah.
If you say something, you're gonna get shouted down.
Instant hate or approval. It doesn't take more than just a second.
We're hungry, Dennys.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, here we go. Producer Dennys and the joke jury. What we got for joke 1?
All right, guys. First joke for you is actually a friend of mine's kid's joke he wanted to throw at you guys. So this will be a nice little cute one for you. Let's do it. What do whales pack for their kids' lunches?
I don't know. What do whales pack for their kids' lunches?
Peanut butter and jellyfish sandwiches.
Oh, I love it.
That is cute.
Very cute. Very cute.
And I like what Dennys did. You don't see a lot of comedians give credit when it's not their material. I like that.
He stole a joke, but he let you know.
Wouldn't that be kind of interesting to see a comedian up there be like, hey, by the way, I want to give credit to Chris Rock for this. Yeah.
That was a little Robbie's joke for you.
Robbie.
Great joke, Robbie.
Very fun. Second joke for you guys. What do you call a snack icon that crossed over into hip hop?
I don't know. What do you call them?
Lil Debbie.
Lil Debbie, L-I-L. Yeah. Lil
Comedy,
Debbie.
it's great.
Okay.
Third joke. Let's see. How did the sheep know the cows were talking smack?
I don't know. How did the sheep know the cows were talking smack?
They heard.
Smart.
Oh, take that, little Robbie.
Yeah.
Take that, Robbie, huh? No, I'm kidding. Fourth joke, not so much a kid's joke. Let's
All right,
see.
turn it down, little Robbie.
Okay, Robbie.
Turn it down.
Robbie,
Someone get little Robbie out of the room.
Robbie, time for you to do virtual learning.
Kids' jokes are over.
Yeah. There's a wall.
Fourth joke, what does Cardi B get when she goes to the gynecologist?
I don't know. What did she get?
A WAP smear.
You don't see that with comedians go really, really clean and then really filthy either. I love that.
I love that they make the kids get up and leave the comedy club. Yeah, okay.
And final joke, how can you tell if a llama is a slutty llama?
I don't know. How do you tell?
When they come up, they don't spit.
Oh, boy.
Oh, Robbie, please say you're out of the room. Oh, my God.
Robbie's going, I don't get it.
Good.
Good. All right, the movie tagline game's got an extra little kick to it here today. We're going to be introducing the shot caller and letting Jay Bird in all of his confidence. He is pretty much the movie master here on the show.
You ever see the movie Cable Guy?
Yeah. No, I did not.
With Jim Carrey, he was raised on movies. That's me. I was allowed out of the house, so you just watch.
So you really kind of know your stuff?
Well, yeah, from 82 to 89.
Okay.
And then I was allowed out.
Real quick side note on Jim Carrey. Did you see he's going to be playing Joe Biden on SNL?
I did see that.
They did a side by side. It's like, okay, I can see where they're going to do that.
It was Woody Harrelson doing it.
Okay. I think Jim Carrey's a great pick. It's going to be good. All right. So a lot of people get infuriated when you answer without getting all. But you can do what you want to do. So
they let me know on Twitter, Kev.
And this you can do whatever you want to do. If you don't want to wait, don't wait. Okay, so we got the movie taglines. This is a tagline. This is the line that they use on the movie posters and the such, and when they're marketing the movie. So I'll give you that tagline, then you've got to tell me what is the correct movie.
I don't know if this shocker is working.
Peace. Do not.
Well, we just
let Dennys. Peace Train walked in. Let him handle it. We're not doing a mulligan.
Well, I just don't know if it's working right. And
I know.
sometimes you have to test things.
Just shock me.
To make sure they're.
Just get it over with.
Let me just give you
Watch your knee. Don't hit the desk.
Let me give you a low grade shock.
Just do it. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Oh, I banged it. Oh,
You
God.
still banged it.
Banged
Yeah.
my foot.
Still did. Yeah.
Kevin told you to move your foot.
I know. Right? I know, right? Yeah. She's there. She's getting wound up. We haven't even started this thing
I
yet.
could not even imagine being married to this woman.
Oh.
What a nightmare.
It's one word: bliss.
Okay.
Wait, that was the low one?
Yeah.
Baloney.
It's been a while since you've worn the shot collar, so it might take a little getting used to.
Baloney, Kevin.
All right, hopefully that's the only shock you get here. All right, got 5 for you before you get the collar off of you. First movie tagline: this Christmas, the snow hits the fan. This Christmas, the snow hits the fan. Is that A, Jack Frost, or if you watch the French version, Jacques Frost, The Santa Claus, or Home Alone? What do you think here?
It's not even the shock that's the part it's the fact that Virginia has the power.
And the satisfaction of
Yes, that's the worst part of it.
Yeah.
I got a real itchy finger too. I'm dying to push it.
An energetic Virginia
She's
is the
so
worst.
energetic.
Oh, it's the worst.
Yeah, and she better tired.
I'm gonna go with Home Alone. I'm locking it in. Home Alone.
Okay, this Christmas, the snow hits the fan. Jaybird, you are
Oh.
It's the Santa Claus.
I hate to do this to you,
Oh, I know
Bird.
you do.
Let me just crank it up a little
Bird's
bit
standing
to
up.
normal level. In 3, 2, 1, bring in Le Pen.
Oh, it didn't work. I hate when this happens. It didn't work. It's not working.
Dennys! Oh,
Oh, you already got
tighten
a
it.
shock. Maybe we can just call that one.
No, because then the people, I owe them a shock. I gotta give.
Move it up by your scrot. See if that's a better connection.
I hate the power.
Yeah.
Dennis, we need your help, man.
Virginia, your hamburger hands over here.
I'm trying.
I know. We see it. We see
Okay.
it.
Dennys, I'm sure he messed up the connection somehow.
It's on Bird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on the bird. Oh my God!
Denny's has
See?
a way with that thing, doesn't he?
Push it down. or
You
it
push
slides
it
down.
wrong, see?
You too, Denny's?
Yeah. Okay, 0 for 1 here. Got 4 more. Next up, movie taglines.
Why don't you focus, Bird?
Okay, this movie tagline here is Love Never Dies? Is that A, from Bram Stoker's Dracula, Ghost, or Romeo and Juliet? A, B, or C? What do you think on that?
It would work for all of them. I love Ghost, but is that Kevin trickery?
Love Never Dies.
Love never dies.
Yeah.
Love sometimes dies.
His always do. Sorry.
No, people, we did the research. Listeners want you to laugh at your own jokes more into the microphone. The research is in. They want it.
Yes.
Sorry.
I
They
get
want
enough
it.
of that.
The louder you can get in the microphone, I think the feedback has said people want that for content.
I can't help it. I'm funny.
What do you think here, Bird?
I forgot my options.
Bram Stoker's Dracula, Ghost, or Romeo and Juliet for Love Never Dies? That movie tagline is from which of those movies?
I'm going Romeo and Juliet only because it doesn't feel right. I'm going opposite of my gut.
Love Never Dies. Romeo and Juliet, your answer is wrong.
It's Ghost.
It's you're wrong again.
Can we shock him twice? Asking for a
By
friend.
process of elimination, it's Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Dracula count?
Yeah.
Can you just get this over with, please?
Wow.
Can you
Just get it
Quite a
over.
run of wrong.
Just get it over with.
brace yourself, parejo estúpido? Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. It's not working.
Damn it.
I didn't touch it, and it's my fault. It's definitely not,
Denny's might just need to stay in here.
definitely
and
not
run it.
Virginia.
Denny's!
Yeah, because Denny's then has to get up and.
All right, do it now. I felt it vibrate.
I'm pushing
I felt it vibrate. Do it.
I'm pushing every button.
Yeah.
Can you push the off button under your microphone? No.
Denny's, I don't know what's going on. I pushed every button
Yeah, we're
that
gonna
time.
just keep you here, Denny's. I'm sorry for a couple of minutes.
I know you're trying to do your other work.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of it.
I just got the draft up, so I'm pumped.
Okay.
Oh God!
Yeah.
You can be the executioner.
Yeah. We'll give it to Denny's over there. All right, you got 3 more left here, Jay Bird. Movie taglines. Your next movie is Someone Said Get a Life, So They Did. Is that from A, Thelma and Louise, B, Cheech and Chong, or C, Dumb and Dumber? What do you think? Somebody said get a life, so they did.
Dumb and Dumber feels good, but maybe that's because Virginia keeps on calling me a stupido.
Mm-hmm.
Dumb and Dumber, locking it in, reading
Okay.
Kevin's eyes.
All right, I got you, Bird. I got you.
Oh,
Smug
it's so
tone.
smug.
The smug positivity in your voice is really unbearable.
It's not Dumb and Dumber.
Denny's, I think you know what you got to do. Can you count us down?
Do we do a 3, 2, 1, bring in the pain?
See, Denny's so good on that. He's got away with it.
And he kind of, yeah.
He's going to try.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I have to do this delivery.
Yeah.
Yeah. The movie is Thelma and Louise. They said get a life, so they did.
Everybody knows that.
Okay. Jaber, I have a good feeling about this one. This one I think you got.
Oh, this
After
smug
going 0
is...
for 3.
Oh, but between your smug and just her overall being,
Yeah. All right.
it's rough. And then my best friends execute me.
Yeah. It's tough, and this is a very tough segment.
You
I
want to
get it.
have soups in there and just take a bowl of soup and throw it on my face while we're at it?
Well, we could set that up.
You'd love it. You'd love it, you witch.
The movie tagline is "The Night He Came Home."
Locking it in.
Yeah.
Halloween.
Halloween, you are correct. Very nice, Bird.
Wow.
I like that. And he jumped the gun and it paid off.
I think it's the first time it's ever paid off.
It's impressive.
Oh, is it impressive? You sound like a country trucker. Impressive.
Country trucker. As opposed to the city trucker.
Nothing wrong with country truckers, by the way. Don't email me.
All right, final one here, Jay Bird, to get the shot caller off in the movie tagline game. The movie tagline is From Zero to Hero. Is that from A, The Mask, B, The Big Lebowski, or C, Can't Buy Me Love? What do you think?
Oh, man. I love Can't Buy Me Love.
That's a great one. That's McDreamy.
What was the
Patrick
first?
Dempsey.
What was the first one you said?
The Mask, Jim Carrey.
The Mask feels good.
Okay.
It feels good.
All right.
I'm locking that in. The Mask.
Okay, from zero to hero.
You son of a biscuit, Jason.
Yeah. It's the Big Lebowski.
We're so sorry.
Is that the last one?
It is.
I'm gonna try to meditate.
And then don't even just take the shock and don't let it affect you.
Back up, though. You're kind of close to the counter.
I'm gonna go crisscross applesauce.
Okay.
Let me get. I'm gonna try not to even move.
Yeah.
Try to transcend the electricity.
Don't even tell me when it comes. Oh God!
Because he was crisscross applesauce, he wasn't able to catch his fall.
No.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
He hops right back up. And I'm okay.
I'm all right.
Hey, look at me. And I'm okay.
Are you?
More KVJ Show right now on 97.9 WRMF.
Boy, I gotta tell you, the mass chaos was real yesterday in Broward County, right here in South Florida. There was a group of anti-maskers from the group Reopen South Florida that got loose inside of the Target at the Coral Ridge Mall in Davie. And apparently things got a little bit crazy as they went through, and it was a flash mob. They were going through the store blaring Twisted Sisters, "We're Not Gonna Take It," as they encouraged other shoppers in the Target to rip their masks off. And then they threw this video up on YouTube, and it's received millions of views since.
Take off that mask! That's the only way it's gonna work, is if we all unite!
And there were some, it looked like about teenage boys, maybe just a little bit younger than that just looked nervous and concerned, and they took their masks off because they're like, okay, I don't want any trouble. What's going on here? It's crazy. By the way, the lead singer of Twisted Sister, D. Snyder, saw it on Twitter and called it moronic.
I was thinking the same thing, D.
Yeah, and Broward County wound up fining the Target that allowed this flash mob to go on for not enforcing the mask law, and they also mailed the protesters their $100 citations for their exhibition that happened.
So each of them got fined, but I mean, was Target trying to get them to leave, or Target loved it and was a part of it?
I guess they just didn't do enough to shut it down.
Okay.
I guess is, what
But
the
I mean,
argument was.
that sounded like a lot of people. If I'm checking people out at the Target, I'm not now going to run security and try to throw out a screaming mob of like 10, 15 people.
Yeah, to me, it's like same thing. It's like you don't know what's going on. I mean, people are so.
Do they have enough security to even get that group out if they wanted to at Target?
Target just wants to concentrate on Target things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
A lot of cases of this going on. There was also a guy that got drug out of a school board meeting, refusing to wear a mask. Was this like Salt Lake City or something like that?
Yeah, I think so.
Sir, I really don't want to. I know you do not want to do it. Yeah, but I know this guy doesn't want to do it, but unfortunately you have to follow these fools' rules, right?
If it's part of their policy that you have to wear a
Yeah,
mask,
so
you gotta wear a
force
mask.
me out.
You're really gonna make me
You're
go
gonna
show
make, yes, you're going to
at
have
that
to
point-
drag me out. You will have to tase me in front of all these people.
I really don't want to take
Don't tase him.
Alright,
Please don't.
come with what I want.
Oh, wow.
I say you tase him.
Yeah, tasing sounds like fun.
Let's kick this party up and really go viral.
Yeah, let's go on ahead and do that. That'd be a lot of fun.
Tase him like we tase the bird.
I'll do it again.
And then you got another guy that is trying to make a stand against having to wear a mask. This guy at Disney's Hollywood Studios in Orlando. And then on top of it, he tried to quote from the movie A Bug's Life to make his statement, but his quote was completely wrong.
Was that his kid?
The movie that came out of Walt Disney World. It's called A Bug's Life. Remember Hopper? He said if one guy stands up, one ant stands up.
Yeah, he was shouting there, if one guy stands up, one ant stands up. But Hopper, the bad guy in A Bug's Life, actually said, you let one ant stand up to us, then they all might stand up. So
Okay.
It was,
Bugs Life quote.
Yeah.
He botched it a little.
There's a lot going on, though.
We know what he meant.
But yeah, you're just seeing this. I mean, whether you're at Coral Ridge Mall in Fort Lauderdale or, whether you're... why is this all seeming to happen in Florida? We got 2 of these 3 in Florida.
Because we're insane.
I guess we are.
We kind of are. We have to kind of own it.
Yeah. So I thought this story was rather interesting, and I'll give you the details on exactly how. Going maskless at theme parks. When could it happen, and what would it take? Well, insanity in Florida, a couple stories of anti-maskers. One at a Target in Fort Lauderdale yesterday playing We're Not Gonna Take It. And then a dude who was at Disney, and he was trying to quote A Bug's Life, and he did it incorrectly as he was being drug out of the park. Yeah, that's pretty much what they're doing right now. Walt Disney and Disney World up there got their theme parks right now operating with the mask. You have to put the mask on to get in the park, and they've got the reduced hours. In fact, apparently the crowds, I think they're like at 25% in an email we got yesterday saying that 25% is the capacity they're running at. And I guess a lot of people still aren't going back to the parks because, they had the reduced hours anyway, and they moved even an hour shorter.
Yeah, I saw that. They cut back the hours.
Yeah. Now, I thought this was rather interesting. A guy who used to work at Disney, he's one of those Imagineers, I believe is what they call them. That's the title.
Okay.
For the people who create rides and all that stuff. He now is got his own company that he's gone out and done. His name is Eddie Soto, and he says that theme parks could go mask-free next year. That's the timetable. How? He says it's all about rapid COVID-19 testing. That's why I told you that really seems to be one of the big keys. And he said if you could get rapid result testing and if we could have improvements in this, and a lot of them are getting better almost by the week or by the month. They're getting cheaper, they're getting more accurate, and the results are coming back faster. He said if we could get a saliva sample or if you could just blow into like a breathalyzer type device, coupled with the on-site equipment that could accurately diagnose coronavirus within a few minutes, we could start getting people into parks. Because he said, ultimately when you go in, he thought that what they're doing right now is just maybe minimally effective. And he said, too, it's got a weird feel when you kind of feel like you're walking into a hospital environment. The way he wants to do it, you would blow onto the breathalyzer type thing. If you're COVID-free, you go in there maskless, and it's just like Disney always is.
And everybody else in there has also tested negative, so you know that everybody in the environment is negative.
It's kind of the bubble concept that the NBA is using in Orlando, that they say once you know that everybody pretty much is COVID-free and you have the quick, accurate testing to do that, then you don't have to worry about stuff.
It's all great till one of the NBA players invites a hoochie mama back to his hotel room.
Can't resist.
Cannot resist.
Cannot resist.
Well, those hoochies are delicious. I don't got to tell you.
Oh, he probably had some bubbly in his system.
Hit the mini bar.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like no one will ever find out. She definitely doesn't have COVID.
So that could be some interesting stuff. So that is what they're saying is what it might take if you want to go maskless at theme parks and when it could possibly happen.
Ow! There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people on meth. Ow!
So I got my Broward Chaos confused earlier when I was saying Coral Ridge Mall and Davie. That's in Fort Lauderdale. But what is in Davie is the Walmart, where there was another brawl that broke out yesterday. So
another drama?
Yeah, there was more. Yeah, Broward was just basically on fire yesterday.
They're hitting Targets. They're hitting Walmarts. They're hitting everybody.
Yeah, so I had the stories confused. This is the Walmart at University Drive and Griffin Road.
Okay.
In Davie, if you kind of know that area.
You still live out there.
Yeah, now this happened 2 days ago. This is on Tuesday. A woman was waiting for a parking space to open up, and when it did, a silver Mercedes-Benz C300 took it. The two drivers then started arguing before the woman drove off and found another place to park, but when she got out of her car, she got jumped by 3 people from the Mercedes. So now this fight escalates to the point where the first woman was on the ground and the woman in the Mercedes started grabbing hair and throwing, there's like fisticuffs are going on here, punches are flying. A man and woman who were passengers in the Mercedes then joined in by kicking and hitting the woman who was on the ground. 3 other guys tried to break up the fight, and one of the attackers then grabbed the victim's purse and cell phone, while another took the license plate off of the Mercedes so they couldn't be traced.
Oh, boy.
The woman tried to get her purse back, but then the Mercedes drove off, dragging her until she let go and hit the ground.
Oh, my gosh. I'm sure all this is on video, too, right? Do they have cameras in the parking lot?
There was a bystander that was standing by that could have helped, but decided instead to record everything. And thankfully, we've got the video instead of safety and a resolution, but at least we get to hear what happened. Oh, there you go. So,
oh my,
it's just chaos. So, that was at the Walmart in Davie. Crazy, huh?
You know what? That's what you should do. Curbside pickup.
Dang.
Don't even try to park and go in.
Where at?
Walmart curbside pickup is awesome.
I'm shocked this went down at Walmart.
I go to the one in Stewart. It's real peaceful.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't think I've been to that one.
The curbside Walmart pickup in Stewart is amazing.
Is it smaller?
It's a little bit further of a drive, but Mama don't mind. Peace on earth, bird.
What restaurant do they have in there? Is it a Subway or a McDonald's?
I don't go in. I don't know.
You never go in.
I'd never been in the place. I do the curbside pickup, and it's peaceful.
Okay. Well, another crazy story, this time in Miami-Dade. There's a guy that bought a new BMW M4 convertible, and he took it into the BMW dealership to get it checked out, only to find out that somebody who reportedly worked there crashed it.
Oh.
The guy said there were multiple issues with his new car, so he took it in for service in August, and then a week later, he didn't have an update, so he goes to the dealer and said, hey, what's going on with my BMW? They said, yeah, about that. There was a little incident. It's like, an incident? And they're like, well, actually, it was a major accident. And so he looks at the crash report and sees that his car had rear-ended another car, causing this chain reaction crash. And he's like, how's this happen when I just bring it to the dealer? The driver who crashed the guy's BMW has a suspended license, takes it out for a joyride. This guy's got a long history of tickets and traffic violations.
Oh, no.
And then somebody else filed a claim on this guy's insurance. And so he's having to pay for the repairs from the crash.
That is messed up.
The service director ended up telling the guy that somebody verbally authorized the repairs to his car over the phone. The manager also said the dealer's insurance was going to take care of the car repairs. We'll pick that up for you. Thanks. And then they said, okay, well, does the guy still have a job? And the manager would not say.
You got to fire that guy. You can't let that guy keep working there.
I mean, that's unbelievable, isn't it?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Talk about some other interesting illegal behavior. There's a teacher in South Carolina that had his teaching license suspended after he snorted some quote-unquote illegal substance from his desk in front of class.
These kids are stressful, Kevin.
Yeah.
Could be sugar.
Mm-hmm. Other problems here. I don't know if you remember that dentist in Alaska I was telling you about who extracted a patient's tooth while riding a hoverboard.
Yeah, that's not so smart. This dentist seems goofy and dumb.
He is goofy, and that's not the only weird thing that
I'm
he's
on
done.
a hoverboard. Look at me.
Yeah. In addition to the hoverboard antics, he also had Medicaid fraud. He also removed a patient's tooth without their permission.
Oh.
So by the time he finally went to court on this, he's now facing 12 years behind bars.
He's just rogue. I mean, he's just doing whatever the hell he wants.
Two things you don't want, rogue and dentist next to each other.
No.
Yeah. Somebody else you want to watch out for, just a quick note, of course, she's in Florida and Daytona Beach, to be specific. A woman there, her real name, this is on her driver's license, her name is Lovely Butts. Lovely Butts. Lovely Butts is her legal name. She got arrested for this unsettling crime of pouring some bleach on an underage relative during an argument.
Oh my, she threw bleach on a kid?
Yeah, she did, yeah. Fortunately, the kid is okay, but Lovely Butts is now in jail in Daytona.
Do you wonder how that booty looks, though?
I mean, of course.
Are you curious?
Of course I do.
It better be lovely. With a name like that, you kind of have to work on
It's
it.
lovely. She definitely wears things with print on her butt when she goes out.
Well, now, but you got the pressure of having to maintain that thing through life.
Right.
You do.
You do.
But she'll have things like juicy on the back of her
course,
butt.
yeah. There were 3 people in California that robbed a house at 3 a.m. on Monday. Then they went to a donut shop to, I guess, celebrate the heist.
Well, sometimes you have to get some nourishment back in you. Robbing depletes your energy.
I'm not kidding you. If I robbed a bank, I would immediately want to eat right after. The adrenaline would just be, give me a pizza.
There are 3 things you often find at donut shops. Donuts, of course, coffee, and a third thing. Anybody know what that is?
Police officers.
A lot of them, and they already had the report.
Oh, that's amazing. They go in the donut shop and the cops are like, wait a minute. These guys look like the guys we're looking for.
When you're in the back of the police car, are you just going, man, I got really bad luck. Damn it.
That's the power of donuts.
I should have gone somewhere else for my snacks.
All right, wrap it up here with some pretty bizarre stories. One in Romania, a woman there had filed for divorce after finding her husband's girlfriend in the attic of their house.
He was hiding his mistress?
In the attic.
How long?
No word on how long she'd been there.
Was it just like for the day and he stuffed her up there, or was she living up there?
No, I think she was actually living up there. The husband claimed that the woman was only a friend who needed a place to stay while her apartment was being renovated. But the wife did not believe him, and that's why she's filing for divorce.
That is crazy.
This is actually crazy. A guy traveled from Kentucky to Illinois on a Greyhound bus, and he had body parts in his suitcase. On a Greyhound bus. On a Greyhound bus.
There is some creepy stuff that goes on some Greyhound buses, man.
I wouldn't know because I won't go.
Let me send you a story that's not this one, Virginia, that will horrify you. You
Yeah.
won't believe it.
Is it the one about the guy and the stabbing?
Yes.
Okay, I know that story.
Okay.
That is terrifying.
That's the most horrifying story I think I've ever heard.
I'm going to walk. Wherever it is I'm going to walk.
It goes without saying the FBI's investigating.
I took 2 Greyhound buses in my time, and both times were miserable. Once during Thanksgiving weekend.
Oh,
It was rough, man.
bird.
The dark times.
And finally here today, there's a video from Shandong, China that is going viral. Now, the video looks like it's showing a Harry Potter-style castle just floating in the clouds. Now, some people are saying, well, maybe it's just a mirage or maybe a reflection of a building that has some similar architecture nearby, but the best explanation, it looks like it's a magic castle. I don't know. We'll try to get that posted for you on our Twitter.
Huh.
Yeah, we've talked about that before. There's always been little tales about things in the sky that look like a castle or a city.
Crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Are they opening a Universal Studios over there? Might be promoting that Harry Potter ride.
Could be, yeah.
This is something that a lot of people have seen before.
I've never seen any of the Harry Potter movies, but that Harry Potter ride at Universal is awesome.
You like it?
I loved it.
There was that city in the clouds that people legit thought they saw buildings in the clouds and in the sky.
Okay. All right. We'll get that on our Twitter at KVJ Show. Another thing you can do while you're there, too. Yesterday, we talked about which one is better. We gave you different options, like Chinese or Japanese food. Would you rather have a mansion in the suburbs or a cabin in the mountains? We'll see exactly how people voted on all those yesterday, coming up next.
This is 97.9 WRMF, Palm Beach.
Yesterday, we were asking which one is better here on the KVJ Show and giving you some options. Like we were talking about South Park yesterday in the dirt, so we put South Park up against The Simpsons. Is which one is better? I think a lot of people in here were going for South Park, but the overall vote went for The Simpsons, 53% to 47%.
Okay.
Wow.
It's close, though.
It was, yeah, for the final vote. I just think maybe it's, like I said yesterday, it was on a major network. It has been around through most people's entire life.
I don't think it's as offensive, right?
Oh,
I mean, South Park really goes
South
for
Park's
it.
definitely more offensive, although The Simpsons do, get a little crass.
We asked which is the better food, Chinese or Japanese, and Chinese wound up winning that 60% to 40%. I know, Virginia, you wanted the Japanese.
I
in there.
really did. I think if I could only eat one kind of food for the rest of my life, I would pick Japanese.
That's what you lock in with?
That's what I lock in with. I love it that much.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What I thought was a bit of an upset yesterday on KVJ Twitter was, which is better, mansion in the suburbs or cabin in the mountains? And cabin in the mountains won with 65% of the vote to 35%.
People want to get away, man.
Well, that's interesting. Maybe people are realizing, I kind of like this era of isolation and
people are
just give me away.
crazy.
Yeah.
People are insane.
People want to run away from coronavirus and everything else, possibly. I don't know. We asked, which is better, fall or spring? Fall, the resounding winner. 78% of the vote to 22 on that for fall.
Yeah, we all agreed.
Well, you've got Halloween. You've got, for me, I said football. That was my main reason for putting it there.
Thanksgiving, all the Christmas and Hanukkah and all the holidays.
That's not fall, boo. That's winter.
Yeah.
For me, though, it's kind of the same thing.
No, look at a calendar. Come on.
I always say winter starts in January.
That would be wrong.
That would be dead wrong.
But I'm still doing it.
Okay. That's right. I say blue is green. Boom. I say the sky is black.
Well, that's how you can say what you want, Virginia.
I say the grass is purple.
I see that. It's got a purple hue.
Which is better? We asked on Twitter, new clothes or new phone? 59% of people are going new clothes.
Okay.
So that won out. New clothes over new phone to 41% was the final vote that we had on that. Somebody had said, could you guys do a poll on this? Does it look dumb when you wear your mask while driving? Yes or no?
Yes.
It stands out.
If you're in your car by yourself, I am laughing at you.
I see it all the time.
If you're an Uber driver, no.
A lot of my neighbors seem to do it. They're pulling in. They have their mask on still.
They're all by themselves.
They are.
The only thing that I can figure for a lot of people is that they have just had it on and maybe they forget about it. They get in their car and they're just getting so used to the mask that they just take off driving. The one thing that's going on is, I had my mother-in-law. She had to pick me up from work, and she is wearing her mask in the car. And so I came out of the building with my mask on, and I felt obligated to leave my mask on. And so the two of us were driving home yesterday with our masks on, even though we're in the same house, being in the same car. I didn't know what to do. And here's how I'm ruling with the masks. It's consideration. I want other people to feel comfortable around me. And if all I have to do is put on a mask to make other people feel more relaxed and comfortable, that's part of my nature. I like for people to feel comfortable and relaxed.
I'm the same way. If I'm going through the drive-thru and they've got on masks, I put on my mask.
Yes.
If I see one, I want to give you one back.
So here we are, my mother-in-law and I driving in her little Volkswagen Bug, both of us with masks on yesterday. If people saw us, be like, what do they wear masks for?
When you go in the house, do you take them off and then hang out together?
Yes. It's asinine. I mean, I understand maybe the car, more confined space, but she has it on. So what I'm doing is I'm reading verbal cues from other people in life. And if somebody else is going to have a mask on, I'm going to put my mask on. That's just how I'm living in this current COVID era. That's how I'm going to do it. I'm not going to be like, you're dumb for having your mask. Just, all right, Kev's going to put his mask on.
I'll match you.
You're trying to hashtag be cool. And how dare you?
I am trying to hashtag be cool, but I felt very awkward on that drive home yesterday.
I wish I would have drove by you.
You can still feel awkward with your mother-in-law?
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, there's still that level of, it's, my wife's mother.
Yeah, I hear you. I know she lives with you.
She birthed this baby, and now you hook up with it. Well, you used to.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I hear you. Over time, she's lived with you for so long, I wasn't sure if it's,
Yeah, I mean, I think with anybody, you can be close to somebody, you can still have awkward moments and situations.
Absolutely.
No, you're right.
And it feels awkward. I think she's picking me up again today, so you can see us.
Please, can we video it?
Yes, you can.
Oh, my gosh. Let me get down there just 2 seconds ahead of you.
Absolutely. But her daughter's very interesting as well. And my wife found herself a new face mask over the weekend, and I could not believe it. I thought she was kidding. This is a funny thing with my wife. She'll say things, and she's funny. She's got a very dry sense of humor. I love my wife's humor. That's why we're together, and that's why I love being with her. But she's got a little element of unpredictability. And she told me this, and I started laughing because I'm like, that's funny. And then I realized quickly she wasn't kidding. Well, somebody texted into us and they asked us, hey, you ever notice people driving around with their masks or just walking out in public by themselves that have it on? Any understanding as to why? I don't know. People have their own thing. Like I said, maybe people just forget about it. And then I told the story about how my mother-in-law picks me up with her mask on, and so I leave my mask on. Somebody else texted in a message for us, said, stop making fun of people wearing masks in cars, guys. When I'm on my way home from work, I have multiple errands to do and multiple places to go, and taking my mask all the way off is just annoying, so I leave it on sometimes. I pull it down to my chin, and most of the time I just want to get through having it on in general, so I stick through it and keep it on until all my errands are done, and then it comes off. People got their reasons, guys.
Can I make fun of the long response?
It is very long-winded.
And paragraph 4, furthermore.
Yeah. And just for the record, somebody else had text in and asked that question. And I just told my story.
We're just kidding around.
Do what you got to do.
Yeah, wear it on your butt for all I care. We're just kidding.
I don't care what you got to do.
Good Lord.
And in fact, I would probably tell you that you are doing it right, I guess, if you keep it on, because that is one of the things that had been commented on about the masks is that, if you're always fiddling with it on your face, you're touching your face, and if you've been touching something else, then that could be problematic. So I guess probably the best thing is if you can, strap it on your face and then don't touch it.
Virginia, if you touch your mask, it spells doom.
Mm-hmm. That's what old Fauci said on 60 Minutes. He said that people who wear a mask tend to touch their face more often than adjust them, which can spread germs from their hands. So, hey, if Fauci said it's got to be right?
I lead the league in touching my face. It's just by nature.
Yeah.
All this talk makes me want to wash my hands.
All this talk makes me want to go to bed.
But I think the point being is that it's not normal, and it's still not. I mean, I know we've been doing it for a while, but, wearing masks and putting you in awkward situations, like when you're driving home with your mother-in-law with your masks on.
The worst is when you're talking to somebody. For example, if you're at the checkout and you're talking to the person checking you out, some of my masks, they're not all created equal. I'll start talking, and as I'm talking, it pops off.
Oh.
And now I'm trying to,
as
I'm talking to them, I'm trying to put it back on, and it looks so uncomfortable.
Well, there's so many awkward moments too, and how often have you gone out too, and you got to a place and you're like, oh, I forgot my mask, and you're like, what am I going to do? And maybe you have to do a makeshift thing, like that guy who was on that bus in England that just wrapped his snake around his face and said, snake mask. And they're like, that doesn't count. But there's been multiple times. In fact, the other day, we were leaving the house, and my wife's like, do you have your mask? I'm like, yes, I have my mask. And she's like, going good. Because I don't want to get there, and then you don't have your mask. I'm like, I got it. Don't worry, we're good. So we get to the restaurant. She's like, I forgot my mask. I'm like, aha.
She forgot hers.
Yeah, give me a big old lecture about, don't forget your mask.
But it's still Kevin's fault.
Yeah, somehow, yeah. You distracted me.
I know somebody who went into Publix and forgot to put it on and didn't realize till they were like over by the deli.
Yeah.
They were shopping and everybody was giving them dirty looks and they're like, what the hell?
Do I know this person?
You do.
I do.
This person left their groceries and ran out of the Publix in shame.
Really? Wow.
Yes, when they
Well,
realized.
they realize it until it's too late. And people will give you dirty looks if you don't have a mask on.
Yeah, they do. It is. It's like the new shame.
Especially if you go into the grocery store and you're walking and you're about 3 aisles deep. Like the
He was.
nerve of this person.
He was.
Yeah.
He wasn't paying attention. He was texting and walking.
Yeah, it can happen.
It could happen to any of us.
And this sounds like it might be awkward too. 27% of people say that they would be willing to wear a face mask during sex. That's a quarter of people.
But it's so dumb though, because once you're at that point of being that close with one another.
Well, let's say you went out to a rager and you hook up with somebody and you don't really know them. And you're like, I'm all about, doing this the safe way. That would mean protection there and protection here.
So we are going to go ahead and skip first base, and we're going to jump right into third.
I guess so. Yeah, I was like, okay.
That's baloney. That's so baloney.
They're saying 27%.
Yeah, I feel like at that point, if they've got the COVID, you're going to get the COVID.
If you're hooking up with somebody and you guys are doing the hibbity-dibbity and you have mask on because you think that's going to protect you from COVID, as you're having sex?
Yeah.
Oh, come on, Kevin.
It's not very smart to think that you're protected.
That's silly. That's silly stuff right there.
Do we have one person that has had sex with a face mask on?
That's not a part of role-playing.
Yeah.
Role-playing, I get it. Oh, I'm the doctor. No, you're the patient. Oh, my gosh, I got corona. I get it.
Oh, I know you get it. We all know that you get role playing.
Okay. 877-979-WRMF.
You're born to act.
That's ridiculous. I'm sorry. I'm calling that out.
Okay. 877-979-9763. Do we have even one that has done that? Anyway, that number could or would be true.
I wear a mask, but I don't wear a condom. What?
Wait, what?
You're not doing it right, sir.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so my wife got herself a new mask. And a lot of times with her, like, she'll say something and, you know, I'm like, I start laughing. I'm like, okay, that's a joke. That's kind of funny. And then sometimes I realize, oh, wait, she's not actually joking. This is ridiculous. And, you know, and I try to lay on kind of a level of shame, or I'm just like, that's ridiculous. Come on. But you cannot shame my wife does not care. You know how a lot of people are like, oh, okay, yeah, I don't want that. My wife does not care what you think of her.
She's going to do what she wants to do, and if she makes up her mind, your opinion is completely irrelevant.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't anybody. Well, and be like, no, that's not. It is possible. My wife, you could say whatever. You can try to shame her as hard as you want. She does not care at all what you think.
To me, that is the most dangerous kind of person, and that's an unstoppable kind of person.
Yeah. You could be like, that's not right. You're not doing. She doesn't care.
Well, if you lack shame,
in this era of shaming people, my wife, it's like she has up the armor. Like, you can't tell her anything that's going to shame her.
Which is, I admire that quality.
You can bring it. You can put on as much. I would love to see the world's greatest shamer go up against my wife, because I don't think you would. I don't think you make a dent. I think she'd just be like, no, shut up. I don't care. She'd just walk away and you'd go running after me. And then I said...
She'd walk away and go get a sandwich and be totally unfazed by anything you said to her.
You could be yelling at her while she's eating and she would just keep eating, just ignoring you. So, but she is wearing a mask. She's doing that and realizing that you need to. And so, you know, she's doing the things that you should do. So she'll go along with it. Not that she's, you know, against the whole thing. But we were taking our, you know, weekly walks. We do that walk where we walk over to Palm Beach, walk around Palm Beach and all that stuff. And so that's kind of our little form of exercise. It's great because we get to talk and everything. And so we were walking. We do it like Saturday and Sunday morning. We're walking on Saturday. And we're walking. She's like, going, I'm going to get that mask. Like, what mask? She's like, there was a mask back there on the ground. Like, I look back and there's like, I don't know what's on it. Like, it's just
a dirty mask on the ground?
There's all kinds of stuff. I'm like, you're not getting. She's like, if we come back tomorrow and that mask is still there, that mask is mine. I'm like, are you that hard up that you need a garbage on the ground mask? And sure enough, the next day she brought herself a plastic bag. I'm like, are you really going to do this? We walked, we got there. The mask was still on the ground and leaves and everything else. And she picked up that mask with the plastic bag inside out, brought it home, put bleach on it in the washing machine, and wore it to work the very next day.
Oh, Kevin.
Oh, yeah.
What are we doing?
What are we doing?
Kevin, you got to control your woman.
I can't.
There's no way.
There's no control in that. There's no control in that. And I tried to shame her as much as I could. I'm like, I'm like, you're defeating the whole purpose. This is ridiculous.
When you get up to go to work and she's still sleeping, you take that mask and you go hide it and you throw it in the trash.
I don't know necessarily which one it is because it's just a random white cloth mask and it blends in with the other ones she has. Plus, I don't want to touch it.
This is kind of turning my stomach.
It turned my stomach too. And I'm coming up with all the worst case scenarios of why this thing is on the ground and where it's been before that. I said, you're lucky if it only was on someone's face.
I mean, that could be just a COVID, just a cesspool of COVID.
It could have been somebody just died of COVID and like, well, this clearly didn't work, and they threw it out the window.
You're right.
This is the stuff that I yell at Rocco for.
Yes.
Rocco, you cannot pick up trash off the floor.
I know.
What's crazy too is there are so many masks on the ground. At least by where I live, I'm
know.
always finding dirty.
And my wife will pick them up, bring them home, and then wear them.
So it's not even like a good mask. It's one of those like clothy white ones.
There was a clothy white mask. Looked like one you could probably get for $2. I couldn't believe it. And like I said, she always still 20 years later plus stuns me.
Well, you got the chat room talking.
Okay.
I'm just stunned.
I know. That's the only thing I can say.
I was thinking you were going to say that she got one of those masks. Somebody in my family has one, and it's pretty annoying. It says, if you can read this, you're too effing close. I'm like,
no,
whoa.
that's not her style.
I knew it was going to be out there. I just didn't know how out there it was going to be.
She always keeps you guessing, doesn't she?
I never expected this.
Well, just like, I mean, you know everything. We didn't have to tell you.
Wow.
This is more of you just kind of getting it off your chest.
We pause for this moment of stun.
Want to find the KVJ Show on social media? Just search KVJ Show on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Simple, huh?
Just let it all, I guess, sink in. My wife going out picking up masks that she sees on the street and bringing them home, washing them, and saying, hey, look at me, I got a new mask. It's kind of crazy. Somebody said, from the woman who doesn't shower, I'm not surprised. Just to let you know, kind of an update. She has been showering again.
Okay.
We have a shower update.
She kind of has exchanged gross habits. So,
switching one for another.
Yeah, she's showering again, but now she's picking up random things on the street and putting them on her face.
I'm kind of thinking that the no showering is way less of an offense here. Seriously.
Oh, I know.
Because you said she didn't shower. I think the running...
She went for a while.
There was a point where you said you didn't know if she showered for the year. That was, you were kind of thinking
it had
that
gone probably months, yeah.
months, and then she came in and yeah.
Now she's showering again, so that's changed. She has seasons.
And you never know. She will keep you on a toe.
Oh, yeah. Just when you think you got this one figured out, everything changes. Somebody else texted in and said, yeah, it cracks me up how opposite the two of you are. You're the germaphobe. She's the carefree, shameless queen. It's pretty interesting.
It is funny.
And me, I'm full of shame.
Guilt, shame, embarrassment.
All of it. I feel it so intensely, yes. She feels nothing. It's really kind of amazing. Somebody did text in and said, yeah, the hooking up with the mask. We saw 27% of people said they had. Somebody said, I hooked up my neighbor with a mask. She's heavy into the mask stuff and won't leave her house without it. She made it very clear that that's the only way that we were having sex. So I had to keep the mask on. Very uncomfortable. I wouldn't recommend it for anyone, but here's one for you.
I didn't get COVID, but I got gonorrhea.
You got to put a lot of protection on everywhere.
I want to know more about that story. Tell me about your neighbor.
Yeah.
Tell me about, like, are either of you like
That's the kind of hookup where I could see that happening, though, where it's a neighbor. And I mean, hey, if my mother-in-law is going to wear a mask around me in the car, I could see if somebody's like that, like, yeah, I'd like to get busy. I got my stirrings, but I still want to do what I feel is right against COVID.
Yeah, can the person who texted that call in? We got follow-up questions. You're giving us.
I want to do a whole in-depth 2020 style interview.
I need to know, how did it start?
Yes.
Was there drinking involved? Do you guys see each other in the parking lot? Are you guys close?
Where do
as
you
friends?
live? Is it apartments? Is it houses? Do your neighbors know?
Are we going to do this again?
Are either of you married?
Yeah, okay. We can put it out there. You can let us know.
I need to know more.
Just when you write it out, there's just still so much. I want to hear it.
A lot of questions, yeah. KVJ Draft we did earlier today was for the most unlikable celebrities. And just to qualify, one, they had to be alive. Two, they had to be famous, not just infamous. Because people are like, hey, what about Jeffrey Epstein? What about Casey Anthony? They both really got their recognition from the crimes that they did. And so that wasn't somebody that really counted. This is somebody that you kind of knew, and you're like going, oh, my goodness. So here's what we had draft-wise. Jay-Bird got to lead things off. He went with Danielle Bregoli from Boynton Beach, the Cash Me Outside girl.
Just, I think, bringing down the whole country.
And then you took a gamble here by going not only Kim Kardashian, but her mom, Kris Jenner.
Because she is the head of the snake. Kim Kardashian, she's the name, the face.
Yeah.
But
if it hadn't been for Kris, you would have none of the others.
Yeah, Kris Jenner is the head of the snake that needs to be severed. That's why I did the duel.
That was an interesting gamble to put 2 out of your 3.
You guys listed some of the most just heinous people in the world right now. And if I don't go dead last, that shows you how much people can't stand the Kardashians. You guys have sex offenders and rapists and murderers on your list. I just have people that are annoying. If I don't get last place, people really don't like the Kardashians.
I got people, and I try to give love to everybody, but I got people that if I were sitting in a room with them, it would just be tough.
Yes.
I'm like, your sins are heavy, my friend.
You could feel their sins. Yes.
I got Harvey Weinstein, Jerry Sandusky, and Mel Gibson. That is my 3. Dennys has got Kevin Spacey, Jake Paul, which, by the way, I would have gone Logan Paul or Jake Paul if I'd have had the chance. He snagged that one.
Tomato.
I thought it was good. And he also went with surprise, Tekashi 6ix9ine.
He doesn't get it. He thinks he's annoying.
Okay. Virginia went Bill Cosby, Woody Allen, O.J. Simpson.
I mean, you look at that list, and most people are going to be very upset when they see that list.
Yeah, if you walk into the dinner party and those 3 cats are sitting there at the table, you're like, damn it.
Although some people would be happy to see OJ. I'm telling you. He's got,
I know.
Yeah, he got fans.
OJ, and he was never really convicted of the murders. I get it.
The juice is loose, too,
The
now.
juice is very much loose.
He's got some wiggle room.
He's active on Twitter.
I know.
Suits went Michael Vick, Gwyneth Paltrow, and R. Kelly.
The R. Kelly is the one I think that's going to get Suits a lot of votes.
Yeah, he's just dirty.
The Gwyneth Paltrow, I don't know that I think that's going to cost him.
She's annoying.
Yeah, she is.
See, that was kind of the avenue I was going down, and she is very annoying.
But it's almost like a whole separate category. We have unlikable celebrities, and there are the ones that, they annoy me.
But
I guess she's
unlikable.
Yeah,
I mean,
you're right. That's true.
My crew, no one's committed a crime
yet.
I mean, other than just on pop culture.
Okay, well, finishing in last place, start at the bottom, work our way to the top. It is Dennys. Is in last place. I think the Tekashi 6ix9ine cost Dennys, and Kardashians, you're right, it's going to at least beat Dennys. Next to last place, Suits. Only beat them by a vote. And both of them are way down at the bottom.
Wow.
Neither one of theirs went well.
I love terrible people on the list.
Yeah. Finishing in 3rd place, Virginia.
Whoa.
With Bill Cosby, Woody Allen, and O.J. Simpson. So it's between myself and the Bird.
People hate the Kardashians more than Bill Cosby.
Okay, again, the 2. Bird has Cash Me Outside Girl, Kim Kardashian and her mom, Kris Jenner. I've got Harvey Weinstein, Jerry Sandusky, the guy convicted of child rape at Penn State University, and Mel Gibson. The winner today, by a good margin, is Jaybird.
Oh, my God.
I finished 2nd. Jaybird won with Kim Kardashian, Kris Jenner, and the Cash Me Outside Girl. That is your winner today of the KVJ Draft for the most unlikable celebrity.
Thank you to the people. You guys are the ones that really made this happen. I thank you.
Wow.
I don't even know what this. I want to thank. I want to thank America.
Yeah.
I want to thank KVJ Nation.
Finally,
that's something.
You're a winner.
I'm a winner by a landslide, and that shows you how unlikable they are.
Yeah, you beat me by 17 votes. It's pretty solid.
I'm drinking today. I'm celebrating.
There you go.
It's coming. The KVJ Workday Grocery Giveaway. We'll take care of that grocery bill, and it's easy to win. Just tell us when you listen throughout the workday. Then listen for the KVJ show to call your name. Call us back and win $200 in free groceries. Get us your name now at WRMF.com. The winning starts soon on 97.9 WRMF. The best variety from the 2000s, 10s, and today for your workday.
Okay, we got more details on the guy that hooked up with the girl and she made him wear a mask.
His neighbor. He hooked up with his neighbor.
Yeah.
That's so juicy.
Yeah, she'd been the neighbor for about 3 years now. We kind of flirted back and forth, but it wasn't until a few weeks ago that we actually hung out. We drank a bit. She was all over me, so I was like, okay, this is happening, great. And we get ready to go at it, and she's like, well, if we're going to be that close, then we really should wear our mask just in case. I was confused, and I'm like, okay, well, that kind of defeats the purpose of what we're doing here, but, I wasn't going to turn it down. It's kind of been a while since I got some action. I was a little desperate, so she's a nice girl, but, that completely kind of ruined it for me. She asked to hang out since, and I just can't bring myself to do it now, so Apparently the mask killed the romance.
That's not going to be awkward at all. Trust me, dog.
So you guys were hanging out and drinking together and talking.
Yeah.
And then she made you put on the mask.
They went for it, yeah, as they were going to go for it. She's like, well, that's what she was saying.
Be careful when you hook up with your neighbor. Just be careful.
You sound like
Somebody
you speak from
knows.
experience.
Well, I don't want to tell the story again. People hate when I tell the same story, Virginia. So let me go and tell the story again.
Just take it from the bird.
Just don't do it. It's tricky.
All right, coming up here in just a couple of minutes, Consumer Reports gave us a little list, if you care, about the unhealthiest places to eat. Consumer Reports is letting you know what are some of the unhealthiest places to eat. I think a lot of people just, hey, if I go on, I don't care. I'm not really watching. I guess it's probably that place you got to watch out for where you think that you are eating healthy and they say, actually, that's not where you want to go. And that is what really stood out to me on this list. In fact, there was one that just kind of like was, whoa, I didn't expect that. Here's what Consumer Reports says, and they ranked out 6 different places, and number 2 on their list is Subway.
Really?
Unhealthiest place to eat. And Subway, I mean, they built their whole thing on that guy, Jared, who people said should have been on your least liked celebrity list.
Oh, Jared from Subway. That's a great one.
It is, yeah, absolutely, that guy. But they built the business model around him losing a ton of weight because he was just eating Subway for lunch. And look at what it did to him. Now, I guess maybe you could lose weight, and maybe that still is true, but Consumer Reports says that Subway, ton of processed meats, high levels of sodium, and surprising high levels of sugar in their products. So that would be interesting because Keto Kev might be like, hey, I'm going to go into Subway, but probably with the breads, I would assume.
Breads are, going to be your major offender. But I remember when I was on quick weight loss, they told me I could not eat any deli meats whatsoever because of the processing and the sodium and the deli meats are bad. If you're on a diet and you think, I'm just going to have some turkey and I'll be great. Like deli meats aren't the way to go always.
Give me bread till I'm dead is what I say.
Nothing better, though, than a piece of turkey rolled up with a piece of cheese on the inside. Oh.
Or just bread and cheese together.
You're right. You're so right.
I have a carb agenda here.
You do. You're always pushing dough.
I really am.
Not sure how I'm surprised or how much I'm surprised by the rest of the list. Number 6, they had Domino's, sodium, processed meats, McDonald's, sodium, calories, Applebee's. A lot of the entrees, jump in well over 1,000 calories. Olive Garden, kind of the same thing.
I'm such a sodium fan, though.
It's delicious, isn't it?
It is.
It is. And number 1, we've heard this a while, Cheesecake Factory. They said the calorie counts are as big as the portions.
They do come up with some fantastic, saucy choices. And I mean, when you're scooping those macaroni and cheese balls in that
be a
sauce,
stunner.
it's not.
Should not be a stunner.
The balls are fried and they are oozing.
Yeah, so if you're going to cheesecake, you're like, you know what you're going to get.
Yes.
And be like, I don't care. And sometimes in life, you got to roll the dice. Say, I don't care. All right, Bird, time for you to get deep. Give us your thought for the day.
So I thought we'd do something different today. Let the chat room do a thought of the day. So a bunch of people were giving their submissions, and I chose one.
Okay.
Jason Pickle Squad. If you always tell the truth, you never have to remember what you said.
Oh, damn, that's a good one. I told my kid that, Pickle Squad.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
There was a couple other ones there that we could have gone with. Thought of the day for the turd: respect your profession enough not to get drunk on the air, you hack.
Oh, that's a good one, too. That's a good one, too.
KVJ Show is all over social media. Find us, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.